7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
He has a lot of problems.
Struggle to be top 5 in points at the end of the season.
Wow.
You bleach your hair, you're a sellout.
Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Moto Aftermath Show. This is episode number 285. And this is your 2024 Vegas SMX / 2024 season wrap-up show here. Another season down, another year down. This is also our first ever members-only live show, so I want to thank all of the members for joining us here. You guys are up there on the live stream on the phone. Now, you guys are not plugged in the microphone, so you're basically just getting whatever sound comes from the phone, which should be okay because it's just me and Justin in here talking. There are a couple parts you guys won't get as far as members go because I have phone calls tomorrow with both Eric Grandal and Cole because they were at the race last night. So we're going to call them up tomorrow, so you'll still want to make sure to check out the main show when it goes up Tuesday. I'm sorry, it's just travel schedules. They couldn't be on tonight. Anyway, before we get started, one thing... Why does that say something went wrong? There we go. Cool. All right, so it is working. Before we get started, one thing I do want to... or one thing we're going to cover here. We lost a local legend... actually last week, right before the show, we kind of found out, but I didn't have all the info, so I didn't want to put it out there. For any of you who have watched the show, I believe it was...
The Stanton show.
Yeah, it's the show with Stanton, so whichever one that was. Is that 280 something?
282 maybe? 280. Well, it was right before Iron Man. So it would have been, what, 4 shows ago?
Maybe.
281 then, maybe?
Yeah. I believe, yeah,
Yeah, I think it was 281.
Yep, oh, come on, show me the thing. Yep, 281, show 281. So anyway, so Doug, who was on show 281 with me, tragically lost his life actually riding last week. I did the whole funeral thing yesterday for that. Yeah, just a very sad, tragic kind of loss here. So we're dedicating this entire show to him. He was just as big a moto guy as any of us. He actually was trying to push me to do a few things with the show, like off-season shows and stuff. So we're going to do that. In honor of him, we're going to try to do a show every 2 to 3 weeks in the off-season here. I'm going to try to get some different local Michigan people kind of in studio. You're more than welcome to come in when I do them too if you want to. But we're going to definitely do a lot more through the off-season than what we have in previous years. Now, don't get me wrong. I am taking some weekends off here, and we're going to not film some shows here. But
Off-season's long, though.
Yeah, but... yeah, needless to say, we are going to be doing that. Now, also in honor of him here, I have the black long drink because this was what he requested last time he was on the show. So we're going to crack one of these. I don't know how this is going to taste, so I'm nervous.
I don't drink.
It's very fruity. You sure you want to try a
no,
sip?
Man, I'm good, thanks.
It's not terrible. I'm going to drink it because of him. This is for you, Doug. If anybody wants to help out, he leaves behind a wife, 3 girls that all ride. They're all moto people also. If anybody wants to help out, I'm going to put the GoFundMe link in the description down below. So make sure if you can, donate something cool. If not, we just appreciate you guys tuning in, man.
And Doug had some wild stories, man. He grew up in California back in the day, going through the whole 80s and 90s, the freestyle, the introduction of freestyle, free riding. He grew up around the Deegans.
The Deegans, I was just about to say that, yeah.
He was really good friends with, I always forget her name, but Brian's wife.
Marisa.
Her brother.
Okay.
Yeah, he had some crazy stories that me and Doug would always bullshit about when we would get together, and he was just one of those good ones, man. He was just one of those people that, you know, you could see him and you'd instantly be in a good mood, and you could just, I mean, the last time I really talked to him was the Redbud National on the Friday night before the National, and we bullshitted about 90s and 2000s moto for, God, it felt like 5-6 hours. So, yeah, I mean, just Doug was damn good dude, man, and just thinking about his family all the time.
Yeah, I talked to him that Tuesday before he passed there, and the last thing he had said, he had texted me was that, hey, I'm working on getting you some Triumph information.
Yeah.
So, like I said, he was a real one. He was pushing me to do some things in the show. He enjoyed the show. He loved the show. He wanted to see the show grow. I didn't even know him that long. He was more of a more recent kind of friend, acquaintance, whatever, a buddy.
Yeah.
And yeah, so real sad situation. They have a really nice memorial at the track for him now. The funeral yesterday was really nice. Tons of people. It was great. Lots of stories about him. Like I said, if you guys do want to donate, the GoFundMe will be down there. And if you can't, you can't. It's cool. But like I said, we are dedicating this entire show to him. And I'm going to drink this entire thing, even though it's not really my cup of tea. But you know what? It was for Doug, so here we are.
And if you want to hear Doug talk, go back and watch that show.
Go back and watch 281. That, it's I talked to you about this. One of the great blessings that I have is the fact that I did that show, and we now have 2.5 hours of him on camera talking, being there. So his memory will live on. That video will never come off this channel unless for some reason YouTube kicks me off, but I don't think that's going to happen on the motocross side of things. So we'll see. But anyway, that's kind of, a little bit what I've been dealing, and that's part of the reason too. I didn't want to put that out there in the reaction show because I didn't want to go into this whole thing, but that's why the reaction show came out today instead of last night, because after birthday stuff with the kid all day, going to that all day outdoors at the track, because that was where we had it, and the race being so late, I could not keep my eyes open, so I didn't get through second motos last night. So, I don't know what else to say. I don't know where else to go with that. So that's
love you, Doug.
Yeah,
love
him, and we'll miss him. And but he'll live on.
He will
in this show. And I mean, if nothing else, he got us our one Stanton interview.
Was Jeff there?
No, but Jeff had a thing this weekend.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Because I saw that. Because I thought maybe he would be.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
And I saw the thing. Because if he would have been there, I would have definitely gone up and said hi to him and been like, "Hey, man."
Yeah, because for anybody that hasn't put two and two together, Doug is definitely the reason that Jeff came on the show.
100%.
And Doug and Jeff were very, very good buddies. And I can only imagine the stories that Jeff has about Doug.
So I'm not sure how we're going to get Jeff in studio now, but we'll see what the fuck we can make happen.
Yep. So
that's really citrusy. All right. Anyway.
I can smell it.
With that, dude, I mean, it is.
Yeah, I'm out.
Citrusy. Which is great because at least it doesn't taste like beer. All right. With that being said, he's laughing at me right now. He's like,
he's like a little pussy bitch.
Because he was like, "Oh, you gonna drink one?" I was like, "No,
no,
absolutely
not a fucking chance.
I'm only captain, and now here I am. You fucking welcome, buddy." Like, whatever. Anyway, all right. Let's get into episode 285. I'm your host, Travis. I want to thank you all for joining us here. We're going to talk Vegas SMX. We're going to talk about how Chase is an idiot. We are going to talk about...
talk about MX of Nations now
the
at this
MXON and how we're not going to go. We are going to talk about all sorts of things. Joining me in studio, co-host Justin here. Hey, bud. It's good to see you back.
Yep. Been since the Crawfordsville show, and now unless I come and do a show in the off-season, won't see each other again as far as shows go for a while.
Yeah. But,
I mean, we'll see each other at some point, but like as doing a show, it's not going to be till December.
Well, we'll talk a little bit afterwards. I've got a few people I've got ideas for on who to try to get in here, so we'll talk a little bit about that. So like I said, we're going to talk all that kind of stuff. I've got all sorts of notes for this to talk about here. The show is brought to you by Complete Racing Solutions, TLR Coatings, Gutter Worx, Flo Racing, Holster Co., and Isaac Nelson Designs. So that's there. As I stated already, too, and I know this intro is getting long, and I apologize. There's a lot going on here. We have the members live stream going right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to live stream this show for the members only, because we do have, I think, 4 or 5 of you now, which is great. Thank you all, members who have joined, and then the members in the off season will get the shows early because I'll film the show and then I'll have time before it goes up, so they will actually get access to those off season shows early, and then starting for 2025 they will get, starting with the Supercross preview show. Actually, you know what, maybe that one will just be a thing too. So starting with A1, the A1 show, they will get that as a lot. It'll be a live stream. You'll be able to watch the show live starting as soon as we start reviewing races next year, and wrapping up races. They'll be able to get that live. You'll be able to get all the other pre-recorded shows early if you're on the members area. If you are the B-Class Bench Racers segment, which is the $4.99 a month, then you will get to do the Thirsty Thursday live chat with me, which, I mean, you don't really drink. You come in and drink water. I'll get you a nice, crisp...
I'll drink caffeine.
Okay,
I can drink
we'll get you a nice, crisp Alani.
Nah, man, I only drink Gorilla Mind now.
What the fuck is Gorilla Mind?
Derek from More Plates, More Dates. It's his company.
Lord have mercy. All right. Anyway, we'll get you something to drink, and that's going to be kind of a variety live stream. We can talk anything: politics, relationships, conspiracies. Because I know there's a bunch of you out there, moto stuff, car stuff. Doesn't matter. We'll talk anything and everything. We're going to do somewhere between 30 and 60 minutes every Thursday during the race season. So that'll start in 2025 also. And you can sign up for the live stream part of it for as low as 99 cents. So that's all there. Merch shelf down below. Amazon links down below. And the biggest thing you can do is just subscribe, comment, like, share this with your friends, all that kind of good stuff. Will help us out.
Or share with people you hate. I don't know. If you don't like us, just send us to the people you hate and be like, hey, look at these fuckheads.
Make shitty comments. We enjoy that,
yeah, it's fun, too. I mean, we got thick skin. We don't give a shit.
Yep. 100. You know what this tastes like? Grapefruit juice.
With a kick? Or just grapefruit juice?
Just grapefruit juice.
It's probably the point, just to make it seem like it's not alcohol, so you can drink, what's got 8.5%, so you can drink like 7 of them and be like, holy shit. I was an alcoholic once.
At one point, I drank a lot.
At one point, I drank a little too much. Yeah, I'd probably make it for people so they get about 7 deep, and they're like, God, I made a bad... Milk was a bad choice.
All right, we talk movies too on the Thirsty Thursday live. So we'll put a movie on and watch it, baby.
There we go. We can talk about Disney. We can talk about all.
Oh my God, so much.
We're deep.
All right. Anyway, let's jump into this because we've gone on and on and on now for 10 fucking minutes, almost 12 minutes actually. Jesus. With that intro. So let's get into our 450 race recap. Brought to you by our friends at Worx. Always well hung, just like Justin Barsha.
Just like that 51 plate's going to be hanging on the shop of the gas.
Yeah. If you guys do need some exterior modifications to your home, make sure to check them out. And you're in the Southwest Michigan area, make sure to check out Worx. They came over, did some stuff on my house. Nice. Looks great. Everything's fantastic still, so which is good because I was low budget and I was just like, hey, just come in, make sure everything's tacked up right, replace this little piece here and that, and they did that.
Spit on that.
It's awesome. Hawk to it. Spit on that thing.
Spit on that thing.
Anyway, all right, 450 race recap here. Okay. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
I gave you 4 options. We won't even run down the order here right now.
Okay.
Do you want to talk Jet, Hunter, Tomac, or Sexton?
Oh, but we're going to talk about all 4?
We're going to talk about all 4, yes.
Who do you want to start with? Let's save Jet for last since he won the ship.
Okay.
Let's talk about Hunter first. So
Hunter goes 3-2 for second.
Okay.
Sorry, we're not going in order. It's just the way it is.
Still had a chance to win that title after the first race, but just had to have some luck.
Yes.
So let's talk about Hunter. Okay, what you got?
Out of 10.
Okay.
10 being the highest.
Okay.
How do you rate the total season?
Total season of 2024.
Yes.
Whew. Well, let's see.
And mind you, to start the season,
with not me,
he was laying on the ground, looking at the fucking stars.
And did you like how they also had to bring up that like 10 times throughout the show last night?
Yes.
Just to put a little stamp on how well his season is going now.
Yes.
So he obviously had some bright spots. He was fastest qualifier at a couple Supercrosses, won a heat race or two, led some laps in the main. Whether you want to say Jet led him, whatever. Got some moto wins, not an overall. I got some moto wins outdoors. Gave Chase a run for a little bit. Once again, if you want to say Chase led him. And then obviously, did what he did, last night throughout the SMX.
Won an SMX race.
Won a main to do it. Didn't do it by just consistency.
Yep.
I think
it was his rookie 450 season. So how do you rate this out of 10?
I think I got to give him an 8.75.
Oh, okay. That's low.
I think the only reason I wouldn't give him over a 9 is because he never won a Supercross.
Okay.
He didn't win an overall outdoors.
Okay.
But he did win one SMX. That's why I'd say the 7.5. I would have given him an 8.5, but I was like, oh, well, he won an overall.
Mm-hmm.
So if he would have won a Supercross main or at least an overall outdoors, I'd probably have to go with a 9. But because he didn't do those two things,
Okay.
Moto wins and winning heat races is fine, but he still wasn't consistent enough and good enough to get the total job done.
Yeah.
So 8.75. Like, I think he had a really great season. Like, he was in the outdoor championship for a little bit. He's never in the Supercross championship, obviously. But, like, stuck his nose in there, had some bright spots, but ultimately I think Supercross was a little bit rougher than I think a lot of us thought. Mm-hmm. I think if you were to ask anybody, would he have done better in Supercross or outdoors, even though he had two titles in both, both disciplines on the 250, people would probably say, yeah, he'd probably do better in Supercross, just because he's a very calculated rider. But I think Supercross was a little rough. Outdoors, he really shined. Obviously, these SMX rounds, he really, really shined. But yeah, 8.75.
I'll give it a 10.
Okay. All right.
Strictly because, and this was brought up on something I was listening to today, if you look at where he started the year, okay, and you go back to whatever, I don't know what the second Supercross, or well, I guess...
San Francisco?
No, let's not do that because that was wet. Whatever... If you go back to Supercross...
A2 would have been the first actual dry round, I think,
and you
next.
put him around AP and Ando, okay? Because that's like second-tier dudes, right?
Yeah.
He was kind of at the back of those dudes.
Well, I mean, it was him and Jay Coop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
like
now,
we sat up on the show talking about this.
Yeah, and now you look at it, not full Supercross, but we're a lot closer. He is miles ahead of everybody else.
Is he...
miles.
Is he next up going into 2025 as far as who we think the championship contenders? Is he right on that cusp of
100%.
Throw his name in there?
100%.
Okay. Right.
And I think even more so if Jet's there all the time. I've said this before, I'll say it again. When Jet's there to tow him along, he's better.
I agree. I think we've seen that enough
We
now.
saw it in outdoors. We've seen it now. I mean, you look at last night, he was like... you look at that second moto there, right? Okay. And they made a comment about it on the broadcast. Him and Ando get into it. Or, well, Ando puts it to him to pass him. And Hunter's like, no, fuck you. I got to go.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have time to fuck around with you 37 seconds behind Jet. I got to go if I want any fucking shot at this. And he fucking went. And he was right behind Jet that whole time.
Because it's when Jet's there, and they've talked about this. Stu's talked about this a lot. But like when Jet's there and Jet's out front, he hooks a toe. He hooks a toe to Jet, and he mirrors him because he's the only dude. Yeah, he's the only dude that can mirror Jet as far as consistency and the way that their brain works and the way he puts the track together. Or if he's out front, he knows that he's got Jet behind him.
Yep.
And he knows that Jet's not going to fucking blow him out if he fades wide in a corner and Jet tucks in the inside. He knows that he's going to race him fair and clean. And I'm not saying that he thinks that Eli and Chase won't.
No.
But it's different in the back of your brain because you're like, well, that's my brother. Like, no matter what, this dude's not even going to have a thought in his mind to saw off my front end.
No.
Like, he may pass me aggressive a la France last year.
Yep.
But he's not going to tee off on me like anybody else.
Look, I'll be really honest. I fully believe if Jet stays healthy here, it is going to be a very boring 1-2 punch here for a while.
That I'd have to disagree with. I can't disagree on the Jet thing, but the Hunter thing still being second or, battling for first all the time. Eli and Chase, when they're not having their issues, they're still better than Hunter 95% of the time. Well, Chase especially
But the
outdoors.
problem is they have issues more often than they're spot on.
Well,
that's the problem. And Hunter, yes, they will beat Hunter on days.
I don't think that Hunter would beat Chase outdoors, though. I think that got proven even if Jet's there. Because when Chase had his moment, Chase walked away from Hunter at the second half of the season.
He did, but Jet
Hunter
wasn't there to tow him.
Yeah, but I think
Jet's there to tow him, I don't think Chase gets second.
I think Chase is a bigger threat to Jet outdoors than he is Supercross, and I don't think that if Chase is behind Jet and Hunter's a close third, when Chase really starts pressuring Jet and Jet's like, I got to go, and those two do what they did in 2023, I don't think Hunter can hang outdoors. Supercross, I think it's a different story. But outdoors, I just don't think Hunter has that top-end speed outdoors.
I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch the first however many before Jet went out, because what I remember is him towing fucking Hunter right along, and they were 30 fucking seconds ahead of everybody. I mean, there were a couple motos in there, yes, that they were not. That wasn't the case. But for the most part, he towed Hunter right along with him. And I've been saying that all out. I've been saying that in outdoors. I'm like, dude, if Jet's there and can tow Hunter, Hunter's the second best guy. Now, when Jet was out, we saw that. Like, Hunter just wasn't. He didn't quite have it.
Well, 2025 is going to be different because you got some incoming people.
I'll be honest. I think 2025 is a complete fucking bomb for Sexton in a bad way.
I mean, we'll get to him. I think that they're outdoors Supercross. I think it's going to be very interesting, but outdoors, we'll get to it. But I think 2025 outdoors is going to be very, very interesting as far as the 450 class
Maybe because
goes.
there's a big number 3 that's going to be there all year.
No, well, not just that, but there's going to be whatever numbers fucking Prado's number is. And then we'll get to what I believe with the 250 guy coming in.
Even this Prado thing.
I'm not talking Supercross.
Yeah,
I'm talking outdoors.
He ain't going to do shit in outdoors.
You want to make a bet on that?
Uh-huh. I'll make a big bet. How much do you want to lose?
Supercross? No.
And what's the thing? I don't
Supercross, I don't think Prado's. I think
Prado's
Prado's
Supercross. I'll bet you on outdoors though.
Do you realize what Prado's been doing over in the GPs?
How much money do you want to lose, brother?
Is this only because Jeff thinks that he's not going to do well?
No, I fully don't think he's going to do
We also
anything
didn't think Tom
outdoors.
Vial was going to win a Supercross title in his second year there.
That also shocked me.
So you wanna-
However, that shocked me, and then he immediately didn't do shit the rest of the time. And he knows he's got a problem. I don't know if you've listened to his interviews. He knows he has an issue outdoors, and he is very aware of that.
We'll get.
But
we'll
I don't
get
know
to,
that he can fix that.
We'll
to be
get
honest
to
with
that
you.
when we talk about
We will.
250s. But Prado, it's.
I'll bet you any amount of money up to $1,000 you want to lose for outdoors next year for fucking.
If you can tell me the only reason Prado doesn't do well outdoors is because he doesn't adapt to American lifestyle, because I was the one who said that, I can agree with you. As far as talent,
I think he's gonna get fucked up with doing the Supercross thing, and then the bike is not the same as he's rode outdoors. Like there is differences. I think he's fucked for 2 years. Now, I'm not saying come 2026, 2027, maybe not even 26. I'll go with 27. We don't get the ship righted, and then come outdoors. Yeah, he can make things interesting, but we'll see.
we've seen it too many times where guys of his level have come over and done just fine. Jet Lawrence, Hunter Lawrence, Ken Roxon, Marvin Muscan, Dylan Ferendis,
Not
Tom
right
Vial.
off the rip.
No, not right off the rip. But I'm
Not
saying
right off the rip.
outdoors, he'll be fine. Supercross, I think, is going to be a
I
struggle.
don't think so. What is fine to you? Let me ask that question.
Well, I'm not saying he's winning the title. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not claiming
All right.
that. I'm not saying that the
Okay.
first year.
Well,
Winning motos and just putting his name in there, getting top fives,
Oh, so top 5 is what it is.
winning podium top fives.
Okay.
Because I don't base everything off of you got to win a title.
You
to have
think
a
he's going to win
successful year.
motos, or you think he's going to win overalls?
Motos. Because him winning overalls would mean that he would be in the title hunt, and I don't think he's going to be in the title hunt because he's going to go to tracks that just he's not used to. The way our tracks flow we're not as fast paced as the GPs.
I
I will say though, he dog walks everybody at Southwick, and I know that I've made that joke before, but
Jesus, here we go again.
he dog walks everybody at Southwick.
We're going to Southwick next year.
Okay, cool. I'm game for it because
We
of the
are.
Grandals. Yeah, I'm all game for
we
it.
are.
But
We're
he dog walks everybody at Southwick, and I only say that is because everybody thinks Jet and Chase and all these guys are fast at Southwick. You've watched Prado at the GPs at Lommel.
Yeah.
And you can even ask Eric Grandal about the difference between Southwick and Lommel. Prado is going to be the fastest dude we've ever seen in the sand in the 450 class since Eli Tomac. But I think that'd be the only one I would give him a nod that he could win an overall at. Everywhere else, I don't think he has a shot.
Maybe. We'll see. I don't know.
But
man.
anyways,
Look, you toned that back a lot compared to where I thought you were going with it.
No. Because I didn't
I'm
call
not going
Tom.
to argue it as hard then. I will. How many motos do you think he wins?
Oh, well, I'd have to see how much you get through Supercross.
Okay.
Because I can't tell you that right now because I don't know what Supercross is going to look like.
Because like my thing is like, okay, so in order for him to win a moto, he's got to beat Chase, Jet.
I think Jet is the only threat to
And
Prado
Hunter.
as far as outright speed on an outdoor track. I think he's got Hunter covered. I think he has Chase covered, and I think he has Eli, this version of Eli, covered. I think Jet is the only person.
I don't know, man. Dude, watching these SMX races, if you'd have said that after Ironman, I would fully 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
But watching these SMX races, this is like what Weech talks about. These old dogs, they're not as fast every single round as they used to be, but there are rounds they get to that bike setup is
for sure
perfect for them, and they fucking go.
Oh, for
And
sure.
Tomac showed that
I hope
over
so.
these 3 rounds.
I hope I'm wrong about
And
Eli.
I honestly think you go outdoors next year, if he gets through Supercross, he has a full off season, he gets through Supercross, there are going to be rounds. Not all of them, but there are going to be rounds where, like, even being a Jet guy, I think he's going to put it to Jet outdoors.
The only problem that all those guys have is if Jorge gets comfortable, and this is the last thing, and then we'll move on, is Jorge is a better starter than all of them.
Yeah.
So if Jorge rips a holy and he's just feeling it that day and he's at a 20-second gap, we've talked about this where Jet is in his mind now. If he doesn't feel he needs to go that fast, he's not going to run him down. If this was like a few years ago, Jorge had a really bad cardio issue, but he's proven that now that he doesn't have that.
I believe if Jorge comes over and is doing work outdoors, like you think he might, we will see Jet go to a level that we have not seen him have to go to yet.
And we don't know what's going to happen with that either.
Well, so we've watched it occasionally, and JT's brought this up a whole bunch, and he's not wrong. And Steve, too. You watch him on these, right? Mm-hmm. And there's things like there were Supercross races. These SMX rounds have been really prevalent with it. When he decides, hey, it's time to go, he turns it up to that fucking stew speed. I mean, we saw it in the first round at Charlotte with him and Eli.
Yeah.
He turns it up to that stew speed, and in 3 corners makes up a second and a half, and you're like, what the fuck just happened?
But if you're on the rear wheel, you can get away with that. If you're having to make up 15 seconds, you can't do that.
Yes,
and
that's true.
That's my point. Like, if you're telling me that they're 1-2 and then Jorge's going next level and then Jet, okay, fine, I'm not going to argue that. But if Jet's like buried for whatever reason,
yes,
and Jorge's 15 seconds out and Jet's got to do it consistently, which has been my thing that I've always said. Jet has never been in a situation where he's had to go that fast, lap after lap after lap. What does that look like? And that is what I talk about in the sense of we don't know what that version of. Maybe it's like Stu and he just it takes him 3 laps. I don't know. But we'll find out. It's interesting. You want to talk about Eli next? Who do you want to talk about next? I picked the first
are we done with Hunter?
Yeah, we're done with Hunter.
Okay.
I think we've always said that he had a really, really I think it's foolish for us to not believe that he could have done this, but I think he definitely exceeded expectations.
No, let's go Chase, and then we'll go Jet, and then we'll go Eli. Okay, because that way we'll go with. Okay, so Chase goes DNF, DNS there. He doesn't listen to any of this shit, and I have nothing but respect for him. And whatever, I'll tell Eric to tell him like, dude, it's nothing personal, but that was the stupidest fucking move I've ever seen in my fucking life from a fucking title guy.
Dude, you can't.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
You can't fade right stacked up in a rhythm
he
section.
Didn't fade right. He took a hard right.
When we're doubling on the first lap and everybody's bunched up. And of course, the one fucking person that happens to land on him
is Justin Barsha. Which is not his fault at all.
No, and all of a sudden, did you see though, Justin, when he got to the 90, he's like looking back and he's just like shaking his head. He's like,
yeah.
You could. I want to know what he said under his helmet because he's like probably thinking, fuck, dude, here we go again. Like, I'm in the middle of something that has nothing to do with me.
Like, when they first showed Chase, before we got the replay, I was like, oh, man, that sucks, because, like...
Yeah, I just thought he
probably went to do a section that somebody else wasn't doing, and then, like, got fucked up, and then somebody fucking landed on him. Now, hey, by the way, I'm going to just go straight to the inside of this fucking corner with 3 guys to my right. 3! I don't understand it. I will not...
No.
Understand, I don't get it. What the fuck were you thinking?
I had do you remember when him and Justin got into it in Daytona in 2022? Where Justin go back and watch Daytona in 2022 if you get a chance at some point. They got into it, and I think it was Chase that ended up going off the track. But they were like going back and forth, and there was a couple times going over a couple of the I don't know if it was a triple on the very far side near the embankment, but like they got really, really close to each other, and I think it was Chase that almost landed on Justin. I can't remember, once again, this is 2 years ago, but like they got into it, and I'm like, I just had Daytona flashbacks. I'm like, oh, fuck, dude, here we go again.
I just, I don't understand the thought process at all. You get a shit start, okay, that's fine. Like, your starts are terrible. I mean,
yeah.
If they don't get that figured out by next year, which
really
I'm sure they will, but if they don't, you're fucked all next year too, dude.
Yeah, man. I mean, like that's just what happens though. Sometimes when these guys get so used to winning, or they're not used to being bunched up that badly early in the race. And we don't normally talk about the track, but can I say how much I hated that track last night? I thought it was fucking stupid. Didn't flow at all.
Everybody said they had a good time riding it.
Yeah, that's
not
cool.
Not necessarily racing it, but it was fun to ride.
Yeah, but that's cool.
It was.
Like this whole section right here is fucking stupid. Why would we build a booter double right out of a right-handed 90 with 6 feet into the lip?
Look, we go from Dallas, which was just fucking so much garbage that Mathis got in trouble because he was so hard on it.
Yeah.
And then we go to this, which this slightly better,
Slightly
but at the
is very
same time, yeah,
minute.
I'm like, I don't know. Look.
And short shoot sections where there's
yeah,
no place to really no place to really separate yourself, so the outside lines are fucking garbage.
That
There's
was
no
the
point.
thing is like
I thought it was fucking terrible.
There was a bit of drama last night with some of the different things. You know, the Sexton thing,
Yeah.
obviously Jet passing,
Eli.
Eli there or whatever. But outside of that, like it was fucking boring. Like I was watching that first 250 moto and I was like, oh my god, this is fucking terrible, and I'm already tired. So like this is dumb.
I'm surprised his fucking neck isn't fucked up right now. Like I didn't realize that his fucking rear wheel clipped his fucking neck that badly.
So
Yeah, dude, it's fucking stupid.
So hand I've heard is broke, but I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, there was people going around that say that it was fine.
I heard it's broke, but Alpine Stars did not X-ray it at the track,
Yeah.
so no one really knows at this point. Okay, let me ask you this question here, since we're talking about Chase. What do you think of the interview with Roger, where he said basically if him or
Eli?
Eli
said that he might go.
No. Roger said if Chase or AP is fucking hurt, we're not going.
Oh, they'll end up going. Somebody
I
will
don't know.
figure it out.
It's such a
But Eli said he might go. Here's the problem with all this. Chase isn't going.
well.
I need to get it.
Eli said, "Well,
Maybe
this will be a discussion for the next couple days."
Here's the problem. They don't have a couple days. Then they were talking about this. They got to make a decision by Tuesday. Tuesday, as of in 2 days from now,
so
because the bikes need to send over there. First off, I feel bad for AP because this was drama with Eli coming back. Hey, if Eli does this, like AP can't go. Eli did the right thing. He's like, hey man, like I don't want to take this from AP,
which was respectable and warranted.
And then AP smokes a fucking wall at Concord, and now his shoulders are fucked up.
He didn't smoke a wall.
He hit the drag wall on practice day. He hit the drag wall on the practice start.
No, fucking. That was the one where what's his nuts came in too hot. At Charlotte. Yeah, that was the practice start that like him and Mookie and who the fuck else was it there got into it.
No, he also talks about how he actually hit the drag wall at some point though.
Fucking Jesus. Okay. Anyway.
So anyways, his shoulders are all fucked up. Who knows? Whatever. But he still wants to go because he's AP and he loves America.
His collarbone. He says collarbone hurts, but nothing's actually fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then you got Coop. We find out, hey man, I'll go on the 250. All right, cool.
Yep.
So Coop's going to go on the 250. So I feel bad for Coop because now Coop has to get a little bit of time in over here before they head to United Kingdom at the end of this week on the 250 so they can have a little bit of a base setting to know, hey, maybe we have to bring these parts.
We rode Deegan's bike. He said it was fine.
Yeah, whatever. So he has to know by Tuesday because that's like the last day before when they have to send shit off.
Yeah.
So he's got to know pretty much by tomorrow so he can know, like, hey, are we going? Chase offered first up. He was very vocal about the whole Deegan thing, which now we know, whatever. We're not going to get into that.
We can in the halftime show.
Yeah. So Chase is not going to go. Eli, now it's late, and I don't blame him if he doesn't go. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, oh, last minute thing. So somebody made the comment, they're like, and I didn't think about this, but I don't know if it's a good option or not. Keep AP, move him to MX1, put Coop back on his 450 for MX3. Once again, not a great option. We have KTM going over anyway. Have Juju be the 250 guy.
That depends. Does it coincide with his fucking jet ski race?
I don't know. I don't know when Juju's jet ski race is.
I don't know when it is either. I'm just asking.
It's in 2 weeks. But it's like KTM's already going to be there because we know Hayden's not going.
No.
Okay. There's nobody else from the star team that you're going to send because if you're like, hey, we got a star rider. So Juju's going, AP's going, Vial's shit's already going to be there because obviously he's going to be there.
Look, it's very simple. Just don't fucking go.
I think at this point,
God's trying to send us a sign not to go.
I think at this point, you almost have to go because of all the bullshit. If this would have been any other year, I totally agree with you. But it's like, dude, there's been so much drama around this. If we don't go, it's just going to make us look like we have egg on our face.
There's drama around it anyway because I don't know. That's a whole nother can of worms I just don't want to fucking get into because it's hours of me ranting about everything that has to do with that race.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, cool. Look, dude, at this point, yeah, we tried to send a team. We tried to send a team that wasn't even our A+ team. We went to like an A- team, I'll say. And now we're getting into like B-, C+ range on top of the timing of all of it. Like, fuck it. Just don't go. Just save the money, cancel the tickets, take whatever you, just fucking don't go. Who gives a shit?
Well, I mean, clearly these guys do.
What the fuck does it matter to us? We're not fucking getting anything out of it.
Clearly, the riders care more than everybody seems to think.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know how you can argue that. Like,
I mean, I can't argue it because, yes, Coop bleeds red, white, and blue, much
Chase
like
was very vocal
does.
about it. AP,
Chase really
Eli
wanted
really
to go.
wanted to go. Fucking, we know that Chance really wanted to go. Like, RJ did what he did last year. Like, contrary to what everybody believes that the riders don't like this race, I think that that's bullshit. I think that they do. I think that they really want to represent their country. I think it's the rest of the industry that doesn't like the race, on our side at least.
I mean, the thing is like, okay, cool. If we're going to do that, and again, I don't know what goes on behind closed doors, and this is way off topic from our 450 race recap, but it's just like, what, like, do we go around and ask these guys, like, hey, would you be interested in doing this? And can we just get straight up answers? Because, like, look, dude, the Deegan, the team won't let me go has obviously been proven fucking wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
It's obviously been proven fucking wrong.
Yeah, for sure. He just doesn't want to go.
So just say you don't want to go.
He doesn't want to go. He doesn't
Like
want to
you're
go unless
Captain
it's in
America,
Yeah.
but you don't want to go do this.
He doesn't want to go.
Fine.
And hey, man, that's cool. That's your prerogative.
Zero issue with that.
Yeah, that's your prerogative.
I
That
know
is
there's
your-
other people out there that are
Yeah.
going to fucking yell and scream about it. Zero issue.
It sucks, but like, hey, dude, like, that's your prerogative. That's your right as an American. You don't have to do something you don't want to do.
But like, let's just take it. Let's just
But it was a
go
lie.
around and ask
It was a
people.
lie.
Let's just go around and ask people, and the ones that want to go, let's fucking send them.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Don't care if it's the three best or not.
I mean, you
Doesn't
definitely know
fucking
that if
matter.
RJ wasn't fucking bouncing around and couldn't keep his head up straight, he'd want to go too.
He had a where did we just watch? He had a career-ending head injury
in
there.
2018.
So in 2018, yes.
So it's like, yeah, but I would say that I'd be really shocked if we don't go at this point. What is the team going to look like? I fucking
Who
have no idea.
knows?
But I think we're going to go.
In 2 weeks, we'll see what
I
it
think
looks
we're gonna-
like.
I think we're going to go. But I
Dude.
think if I were to tell you right now, I think that Eli just goes. I think it's Eli, Coop, and AP, which is a funny fucking team to me to begin with.
It really is.
Really fucking funny team.
But at the same time, I think those guys will have a great time.
Oh, I think Eli.
Especially with the point Eli is in his career here
I think
now.
Eli's going to be awesome. I think Coop's going to hate life after first practice on that 250.
Nah.
Because he's going to get smoked.
Coop is in a win-win situation here.
Oh, yeah, he's got nothing to lose.
Because he volunteered to go and he's on a 250. So his situation
Watch
is
this motherfucker
everybody's
go-
just pumped because he wanted to go, and it doesn't fucking matter how
Watch
he
him
does.
go back and like fucking harness 2016 Coop and just
Oh my
fucking
God.
win both motos.
Just
and you're
fucking
like,
yard everybody in
and
the
you're
in
like,
the
yo,
qualifying
motherfuckers,
and-
I was a good outdoor rider on a 250.
I could ride this 250.
I can ride this 250 outdoors. Maybe not a 450, but this 250, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't know. That's such a fucked up situation.
I mean, dude, the MX Nation is still going to be good either way because, you know, Jet's going to be there, Hunter's going to be there, Kenny's going to be there. Like, there's still going to be
Yeah.
American riders, like American-based riders there.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's MX Nation, so I love the race, even if we don't go. But I feel like we're going to go, but I just don't know what the team's going to look like.
I'll watch the highlights and comment on what I think, but that's about it. I probably am not paying to.
Oh, I'm not paying either. I watch it on CBS Sports.
I don't have CBS Sports.
Oh,
I
well,
have
that's your
cable at my
problem.
house.
Oh, that's your problem.
We are live streams only. So, who the fuck were we even talking about?
We were talking about Chase.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Bummer
Bummer, though, man, because, like,
it is a bummer. Like, I feel bad for the kid
'Cause
it
I
was
really
a dumb
would-
decision. But
I
feel
really
bad for the
wonder. I mean, that first moto was going to be a struggle bus anyway because he was buried. But like the way he rode that
Yeah.
second moto in Fort Worth,
kid. Yeah.
I mean, dude, he had a shot at that championship.
You want to know why? Okay, let me ask you this with Chase with the Fort Worth ride.
Okay,
Does that second moto?
I knew you were going to go with this.
Does that second moto look the way it does if everybody doesn't flinch?
I think he still wins, but I don't think he wins by 13 seconds.
No fucking chance. No fucking chance. It's just like his outdoor season. Look,
I also think you guys calling Jet that win that first moto by Hunter having an asterisk is fucking stupid. There's no asterisks in moto.
wait, what?
You guys were talking about was there an asterisk next to the win because Jet stalled it. That was a conversation you, Denver, and Cole had.
Oh, yeah.
I hate that fucking word. I hate that
didn't-
fucking word.
But I didn't agree with that, did I? Because
I
was
don't
just
remember.
I didn't think so. I mean, dude, you stall it, you fucking stall it.
That's
like,
your
that
problem.
happens. I mean, he stalled a whole bunch of times. So do I think there might have been something off with the bike? Like
Everybody's got to
that's
deal with
fine.
bike issues. Though.
I understand.
So
I understand.
All right, so
but
we agree on that.
I'm just saying I didn't fully agree with that take.
So since
that was
maybe
more
it was
of a Cole
maybe it
take.
was Denver that said it.
No,
Somebody said it.
One of those two retards on the other side of the table were
I'm
saying
gonna say
that,
Denver
yes.
because Cole obviously is not a Jet guy. So I feel like that Jet or that Cole saying something
I
like
don't know.
that.
Roll the tape. Let's fucking see.
All right, so then let me ask you this question since we're kind of on an agreement of that. Why wouldn't you believe that Chase, if he gets to start that second moto and everybody else, he wouldn't be able to win?
Because he won't get a start. Chase's starts are fucking dog shit.
But he got to start.
Because everybody flinched.
That's not his problem.
But that's the only way he gets a start. He's gotten 2 starts this year. The 2 starts he's gotten is because everybody else on the gate flinched. Kenny flinched, Hunter flinched, Jet didn't flinch and didn't go. That's the one he got. In Supercross, he got one because literally everybody else on the gate flinched.
I guess I don't.
And he went.
I guess I don't understand the question because it's like it happened, and you're saying if it didn't happen, but the thing is, it did happen, and it wasn't like it was some weird fucking thing where like the gate malfunctioned. Like it did happen. So like in a hypothetical world, okay.
But what I'm saying is,
would he get the start? I don't know. But in a hypothetical world, if James Stewart fucking raced in 2009, like, dude, I know what you're saying, but like, I think that question,
he can't get a start.
Okay, I don't disagree with you on that.
The 2 starts I mean, dude, he got that one in San Francisco because he literally counted 5 and went.
Yeah, like I don't disagree.
He was either hitting the gate or getting a hole shot, and he got the whole shot.
But Michael Lessie made a living doing shit like that.
I understand
so,
that.
like, we could say that if Michael Lessie had a normal starting procedure,
I'm just saying,
he wouldn't.
out of 31 starts,
yeah.
Chase got 2.
I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong.
And one he counted to 5 and went, and the gate just happened to drop. And the other one was because literally all the guys agreed to this. Kenny flinched, Hunter flinched, Jet said, "Ha, I'm not gonna flinch, assholes." And then the gate dropped, and he went, "Ah, shit."
But yeah, I mean,
that's the starts you got.
I don't disagree with that, but like, I guess I just don't know where that question goes because it happened.
I mean, there's not really a question. Chase cannot get starts.
Okay, so my question
Honda
to you
has
is
that figured out.
Yeah, their mapping is great,
and everybody says it. And the funny thing is, I was thinking about this today. What I think their mapping is they somehow have mapped that motherfucker to drive. They've timed it. What they figured out is they figured out the timing of on the grate, and then the timing on the plastic, and then into the dirt. So what I think happens to be, and I don't know anything. This is literally just a thought I had in my head listening to something this week. They have got that down to the millisecond of how long it takes Jet and Hunter to drive off the grate, because let's face it, all the grates are the same. So we know if we sit there and time it, which I'm sure Honda, out of everybody, has the stuff to time how many knobbies turn over on that fucking grate. And then once you hit that grate, it's all the same for the bar and then the plastic there. Yeah. So what they have, and again, this is just a theory. I know absolutely zero on this. So when Lars calls me, I made this up in my head, all right? If I'm right, fucking awesome. That when it hits that plastic, it cuts power. Now, that's an automatic in the software. So they're full open, cuts power, and then as soon as it hits that dirt, bam, it fucking rolls that shit back on again, and that's what drives those guys.
It's traction control. It's retarding the timing on the ignition. It's like a two-step on a drag car.
Can you imagine though how long it took them to figure that out?
You know what's wild about that is they literally, you know who they could have gone to, and they probably did, but it's fucking stupid if it really took them that long.
This
Just
shit is potent, by the way.
Yeah, you're probably gonna be boozed up after that one, dude.
It still tastes terrible.
They literally could just fucking go to the Superbike team because the Superbike teams have 2 steps on their fucking bikes.
Yeah.
They probably went to the Superbike team and go, what do you guys do in your software?
Dude.
Ours is a little bit different, but what do you do? And they're like, well, this is what we do, because we all wonder what's that fucking timing on the Superbikes when they do rain races.
Yeah.
Because you know they got to dial that shit back.
Yeah.
So dude, you're not wrong. Like I'm telling you right now, you're right.
I mean, thinking about the mathematics and the sensors they got to have to figure out how long they literally are on, and then think about it too. Do you think they have to count the holes in the grate there to make sure there's a certain
there's a lot
rear
of shit.
tire is right in the right spot to be able to boop, boop, and get off there? And now, don't get me wrong, there is still a certain amount of reaction time, in my opinion, to the gate, which those brothers have for some reason. But dude, there's more to it than that.
If Jet and Hunter weren't as talented as they are, though, and as light on the bike, even when their legs are extended and they're sitting down with how light they can make their hips.
Yeah.
The scary thing is that if they're coming off the grate and then they're hitting the plastic and then they're hitting the dirt, which they obviously know that most of the time the dirt at Supercross is going to be fucking like concrete by the end of the night. If they hook a rut when the bike wants to lift and that tire wants to stand up and not actually plant to the ground, that would always scare the shit out of me though, because if I have shitty technique, when that bike stands upright and it starts fucking just spinning and losing traction, I'm real fucking light on the bike because now the bike is not planted to the ground. It's not squatting. It's really high. Now your energy is going left to right because it's not sitting into the ground. But like Jet and Hunter, though, they're so fucking talented. They know how to adjust. But like, that's why if you ever probably see them when they have shitty, like if they ever have shitty gate pick, they go into the ruts. If they ever get a shit start, it's like, well, that probably has something to do with how their mapping is set up for coming off the grate.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean,
wild shit.
I guess my thing to you is about the chase. Is if hypothetically he did get a good start in that situation and he's out front like that, I still think he wins. But he's not winning by 13 seconds, no. Maybe. But I still think he beats all those guys.
Maybe, I don't know. That track allowed Jet to do some things last night.
No, I'm talking about Dallas. Talking about the second moto. We talked about what if Chase doesn't get the start.
Oh.
I'm talking about, because you asked the question, like, if they don't flinch.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
And I think that if he doesn't get this, even if he gets the start, but like everybody's stacked up, I think that he wins that second moto anyways in Fort Worth.
Yeah, I don't think so. But that's okay. We'll never know. It's still irrelevant.
You're still shitting on Chase, man. You're still shitting on Chase all the time, dude. You don't think he's as good as Jet as far as speed wise.
I know, and I'm like 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon away from talking to him. So,
and I think that he has proven enough now that he is just as fast on Jet as any given moment. He just hasn't been able to put it together when him and Jet are riding together.
He is really fucking fast, but
honestly, I think on a Supercross track, he's outright faster than Jet. When they get into when they get into race pace, I think his race pace is better. I just think that for whatever reason, when he's around Jet, when he's behind him,
there's a mental block there with him and Jet for sure.
But I think if you put him in front of him, I think this is a different story where he's not having to worry about what Jet's doing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because I mean, dude, JT talks about this. Like, I would have to go back, and I don't know if anybody has yet. I don't think he's passed Jet like straight up.
Southwick would have been the only time.
Okay.
But like, dude, go back to SMX.
One out of 31.
No, I mean, you're asking the question.
Yeah.
Dude, go back to SMX though. Last year at the first round when he was out in front of Jet.
Yeah.
Won. And then what was it? The first moto when he wadded. Was it the first moto that he wadded shit in LA?
But okay, go back to SMX last year.
And then Chase wadded his shit.
We have to start looking at motocross hangovers being a thing. That has to start being talked about, being a legitimate. We've talked about Supercross
for just 450 guys.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man, dude.
Well, no, Hunter had issues last year, so never mind. You're right.
Yeah, so that's something that has to be talked about as a legitimate thing going forward. We've talked about Supercross forever, but we've never had anything after motocross. It was always like motocross, then you're done. Now we have something after.
Yeah, and
we've started to see this pattern. You had Hunter last year. You had Jet last year. You had Chase this year. I mean,
yeah, maybe.
Dude, I mean,
it could be. I'm not saying you're not right.
If we think Supercross hangovers are a legit thing, motocross hangovers are going to be a legit thing.
You know who didn't have Supercross hangovers? Eli Tomac. Am I wrong?
Oh, I haven't told you this story.
Oh, God, here we go.
I'll tell you about Eli Tomac. No, it's funny. Because I don't know if Grondell told it on the show or not, but I'll say it out loud anyway because it's not like a big deal. So he went to Eli's house to ride, right?
Who? Oh, Eric. Okay.
Yeah, back in the day. So there was one day they were riding and they were doing sections, and
was this like when Eric was still in the B class?
Maybe, I don't know.
Because it had to have been when Eli was still on Geico.
Yeah.
So I
don't know for sure.
Okay.
But this was a long time ago.
Yeah, this had to have been a long time ago.
So anyway, so there was like this step up into this really tight corner, right? And John Tomac was like, "Hey man, we're gonna do this to the inside." And Eric was like, "I can't." And he was like, "Eli, go show him how to do it." So, of course, Eli's like, up on this fucking step up on this, I think it was an outdoor track, right to the inside and like rip this corner, right? And he looked at me and said, "I'm not Eli Tomac." And John said, "No problem. I'm going to go stand on the outside so that you have to go to the inside." And Eric's like, "I don't think you understand. This isn't going to fucking work." He's like, "So I do this jump and I rip this corner on the inside as fast as I've ever hit a corner." He goes, "And I really thought I was going to be the one who killed John Tomac, but I made it." He goes, but I shit my pants doing it.
Maybe that's how Eli was doing that fucking step up at Glen Helen, where he was popping up into the inside and dropping into that inside rut every time.
Well,
he's like, hey, man, I just do it at my house.
Well, I asked him, I was like, dude, was there like special diets or something? He's like, no. He's like, all I remember is like at one point at one race between motos, Kathy was trying to get me to eat my asparagus. You gotta eat your asparagus. And he's like, I really don't like asparagus. I ate it.
Makes my pee smell funny.
Yeah, but I really don't like it. So it was quite interesting to listen to him talk about that. And like I said, I don't know if he said all that publicly, but it wasn't really anything terrible,
Dude,
so I don't think it
I bet
minded.
Eli maybe not now, but I bet Eli used to carb load like a motherfucker back in the day.
I can't
He just looks at like
dude.
somebody with the way he fucking trains. He probably was fucking just hammering down
Yeah, I
fucking
can't
carbs.
imagine. I can't imagine. So, so we were talking about Chase.
Yep.
All right. Jet goes 1-1.
Okay.
How boring is Supercross going to be next year, dude?
I don't think it's going to be boring, man.
How many races do you think he wins?
I don't know, man, because we talked about this before the 2025 season. He still won the title, but he didn't win anywhere near what people thought he was going to win. And he had his
How
issues.
many races did he win? 6? 7?
I don't remember, dude. I don't fucking remember what it
Let's
is.
see
Probably
here.
like 8.
Hold
I think
on.
he
We
did
have the
it.
technology. We
I
have
think he-
technology.
I think he did 8. Yeah, I think he
All
did
you
8.
members that are tuning in, hopefully some of you are. Thank you.
I think he won 8.
If you're not, that's cool too. Let's see here. 450 SX for Jet.
I think it was 8. For some reason, 8 sticking in my mind.
1, 2, 3, 4,
5,
5,
6.
6.
He only won 6?
6. I
No.
think. Hold on.
No, he won more than that.
Hold on. That fucking thing's strong. Anaheim 1. Detroit 2. Daytona 3. Birmingham 4. Indy 5. Oh, I might have missed one. Nashville 6. Oh, yeah. Philadelphia 7. Denver 8.
8. Okay.
8.
So the reason why I say that he win as many is because there was a lot of people like, oh, he's going to win double digits. He's going to win 12. He's going to win 13. So like, I don't, and I was never even good at this back in the day when we were talking, like when I'd bench race with people like Stu and Ricky, even being the Stu fanatic that I always am and always will
You
be.
did gargle Stew as much as I gargle Jet.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
It
You're not
happens.
wrong. Like, dude, you have a person that you latch onto, and I'd watch Stu's like entire career. Like, dude, whatever. I was never good at that because people would always ask me, "Well, you're a Stu guy. How many do you think he's going to win?"
See that face right there?
Yeah, clean shaven because he realized that fucking.
No. I'm just saying. You see the look on that face right there? We're watching Post Moto 1 450s here, by the way. When
Oh.
he has that look,
Yeah,
everybody else is fucked.
I mean, maybe we'll see.
No. Even Stu said, I've seen that look only one other time. And that was when we rolled into Daytona this year because he had been going on a bit of a losing
Well, he definitely
streak.
wasn't as dominant.
And he's like...
He was pissed after.
And he went, fuck you guys.
Yeah, I mean,
Game over.
he was pissed after Fort Worth, but he definitely wasn't dominant
He
last
was
night.
way pissed
He wasn't.
last
He wasn't
weekend.
dominant last night like he was in Daytona.
I don't know. He went around Eli pretty fucking easy.
Yeah, and it also took him 98% of the moto, and that was only because Eli was a fucking moron.
He waited, yeah, and that fucking
And Eli had a
track
shitty line.
was not viable
And Eli
for
had
Pat.
a-
Oh boy,
Eli
here
was
we
a dumb
go.
line.
Here we go. Here we
What?
go.
So I can't
It
be-
took him
so-
98% of the moto. Yeah, he sat there, picked his spot on a track that was fucking shit.
Did Eli
for
stay?
passing.
Did Eli need to go to the outside? He knew Jet was going to go to the inside.
Did Eli need to go to the outside? Jet forced him to the outside. If he could have gone inside, yes. If
He
they could have
coulda-
both gone down.
And you still would have fucking cut the track off for Jet. But he kept going to the
And they
outside.
could have both gone down.
And
this
they-
is Eli racing him as a fair 450 guy
Fuck that,
there.
then fuck that.
Of,
Fuck
hey man,
that.
if I do this, chances are high this kid's also not going to let off, and we're both going to go down.
Then you know
which
what?
I don't fucking need
You
to
both
at
go down,
31 years old.
You both go down then.
Look, he's not James Stewart coming in on a fucking 252 stroke. Okay, he doesn't got to fucking do that.
You both go
He's
down
like,
then.
bro, that's not a worthwhile cause.
If Eli wouldn't have been so stubborn and stuck to the same fucking lines he was taking all the time, knowing the Jet was there, that fucking pass never would have happened in that section.
Not
May
a
happen
chance.
somewhere else.
Not a chance. Jet would have still fucking got him. Okay, somewhere else. Okay, cool.
So
I'll
this is
agree
you
with
being
that.
so.
I'll agree with that. Jet would have got him somewhere else.
You do
Jet,
know you're like Hayden Deegan fans, right? With Jet.
I 100% for the first 12 minutes of that race was nervous that like, oh, he's not going to be able to get Eli. And then about the third time that he went from 3 seconds to 1.5 in about 2 corners, I went, oh no, he's just trying to pick his spot as to where the fuck he's going to get him. Like there was, after that last however many minutes there until he made the pass, there was zero question in my mind he was getting him. And then that second race, once he got the start, I was like, it's game over. Like, it doesn't even fucking matter.
All right.
It doesn't even fucking matter. Because
I'm gonna start calling you like a Hayden Deegan fan.
Like a bed bug?
Yeah, like a bed bug. Because
Okay.
you're that way with Jet.
I mean, it's hard when he's this fucking good.
Nothing people say to you ever changes your mind about what Jetter didn't do.
I mean, look at
he
him.
was doing that.
Look
Yeah,
at
and Hayden
this.
Deegan was
He
doing
goes
the same shit.
3-2 outside. Hold on. Here we go. Now we're going to go outside. That fucking section's 5 feet fucking wide, too, which is fucking ridiculous.
This is those were one of the sections I was talking about.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
Okay.
You could physically see it on the TV. I don't know who these people are on top of this.
They're
RV.
just regular fans, man.
This is stupid. They got a Coors. They got an
Okay,
ice cold Coors.
Okay, anyways, man.
There was zero doubt after he pulled up for like the third time on Tomac that I went, yeah, he can't get him. I went, yeah, okay, cool. Never mind. He's just going to pick his spot here at a current
Agree
time.
to disagree. Agree to disagree. Agree to disagree.
How many Supercrosses do you think he wins next year?
I don't know, man, because like I was just fucking saying, I was never good at this stuff because you never know, because Supercross is so much different than outdoors.
I think he's going to win 8 to 10.
Maybe.
I think
Maybe he does.
he's going to win 8 to 10.
Maybe he does. Maybe he does.
I mean, it depends, too. If we have 18 mud races, then that's a fucking problem, but...
Well, 95% of the rounds are outdoors for next year, so...
I know, dude. I know. So, anyway, yeah, so Jet's back-to-back SMX champ.
That nobody gives a shit about.
So now we've won 2 SMX titles, Supercross and Motocross. Saying all that, with the SMX races, Dallas was kind of...
I thought Dallas had the best racing, actually, of all of them.
Really? You thought that was better than Charlotte?
You don't think that first 450 moto was fucking insane?
That one, yes.
That was better
very,
than
very,
that
very
race
good.
that race alone makes that whole fucking round better than everyone else.
The rest of that round was garbage. And that track
Oh, I'm not saying the track didn't suck, but that
track
first moto was the
track-
best race.
The track was terrible. That first moto... Okay.
First
I'll
moto
give
was
you-
better than any of the other
That
races.
first moto was the best moto of SMX.
What happened to Charlotte? Fucking Eli won the first moto. Jet sat behind him in the second moto. Jet sat behind him, made a pass, and then it was...
There was options. There was lines. There
Oh,
was
we're talking
different
about the
things.
track.
There was different
Are we
things
talking about the
there
track or the
that
racing?
allowed the racing to be better.
Oh, because I'm not talking about the track. I'm talking about the racing itself. The track... Oh, Fort Worth was garbage.
I thought Charlotte was pretty much the pinnacle of these playoff races. I had playoff vibes. You had Deegan coming through the pack in both motos. That was cool. You had the battle between Jet and Eli. Is Jet going to be there because of his injury? Is he not going to be there type deal? I thought Charlotte was the best. Vegas being the final round, fucking fantastic. Fucking fantastic.
We got to stop going to these drag strips, man.
We do need to do need to go to Allegiant instead of that drag strip.
Because if we're gonna do SMX rounds, but it basically be 93% motocross and just a little bit of supercross, which that's not even a hybrid track anymore at that point. That's just motocross with some supercross sections. We need to start going to the ovals.
I was really not pumped about that track last night.
Like if we're gonna go back to
narrow sections, I did like the split start and how they came together. I thought that was cool. Charlotte, I didn't like the split start as much. Because they were split the entire way. I really think if we go Charlotte, obviously they seem to really like that place. The dirt's okay, the tracks are okay. I'm fine with Charlotte. I feel like for SMX, it's fine. I do think then we need to go to an oval and have more of an outdoor-ish.
It needs to be like last year.
And then we need to go to a stadium for the finals where we can have, which... There was a lot of talk. Bro, look, everybody's pumped we're in Vegas, but we need to be in Allegiant.
Look, it needs to be like last year because if you remember correctly, okay, Concord the first round was a true hybrid track. It was outdoors with some supercross section.
Same as
Let's
this
be
year.
real, we were at Chicago. That was an outdoor track.
That was an outdoor track,
bro.
100%.
Like there was like one that was an outdoor track.
100%.
And then we go to Vegas, or not Vegas, LA, and it was outside of Whoops.
It was a supercross track.
It was a true supercross track. This year
and we pointed
was
this out.
outdoor mainly with like one supercross section.
Yeah, we went a little too far in the other direction. I 100% agree.
We can't call it just because we have a bunch of 180s a supercross track.
Nope.
That's not how that works.
Nope. I 100% think that's what we did the first year is very similar. 100%. No one got to LA and went, oh, well, this isn't super motocross because this is basically a supercross track without whoops. No, just fucking do it, dude.
They're like, yo, dude, this was supercross.
Let's go to Allegiant.
Yeah, no, I'm all for it.
Pay the money to go to Allegiant.
With all that being
Needs
said,
to end in Vegas.
Yep.
100%. I'll give you the Supercross series not ending in Vegas if we can do SMX ending in Vegas.
I will.
That's where I'll go.
With all that being said, though, SMX rounds, they've worked out great the last 2 years because obviously this year's 250 title was pretty much wrapped up. Mathematically, I know, but like 2 years in a row, 450 title came down to the last round, especially this year. We had a great battle at the second round. The 250 title technically came down to the wire last year with Deegan winning it.
It still wasn't fully a thing there, that second moto, until he made some moves. But we'll get to that.
We'll get to that, and I'm going to have some harsh words for Tom.
Oh, boy.
If we're going to do this, keep doing this SMX stuff, which I don't think anybody's disagreeing with. They like it. More dirt bikes. Awesome.
Honestly,
we need to shorten one of the other series. Because last night was very apparent how many dudes actually were suffering through. Mm-hmm. Look how many 250 dudes we lost. We lost Chance. We lost RJ. We lost Nate. We lost Jalik. We lost, who was it? Who else are we missing?
Look, we talked about this last week. We need to go down to 15 Supercross races. We need to go down to 10 outdoor races.
I'll give you 8. Just go to the main tracks.
Okay.
I'll give you 8 rounds. Go to the main tracks.
Okay.
Go to the big ones because we've talked about this
And then we need
too.
to have a month off before we start SMX.
And here's another thing too.
Or 3 weeks, whatever.
Let's fucking have fall nationals.
Well,
fall fucking nationals, bro.
I don't think you're going to see that.
Yeah, well, fuck off.
Let's go one step at a time. Let's get to 15 Supercross rounds and give ourselves an extra week.
We need to do something.
Where we can have 3 weeks to build up for the playoffs.
Because there were a lot of guys last night in both classes that were struggling.
100%. 100%. So,
and like, dude, I don't know. Like, there were a couple of guys at certain points when they went in, like, they just hone in on a few different guys.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yep, he's just riding around.
Yeah.
Like, he's just literally trying to make it through this race and not die.
Okay. So let's bust through this here because we've kind of gone way off track. So we go, Jet goes 1-1.
Yep.
For first overall and wins his second SMX title.
Yep.
$1 million, whatever. You heard about these teams?
How much do you think of that $1 million after taxes he's actually getting? $350K?
So after taxes, you get roughly $600.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because you pay about 40%. I guess it really depends. Well, his home is.
I thought it was only 37.5.
No, so his home is in Florida, so he might actually get a little more than that. He might be between 6 and 7.
Okay.
Because Florida doesn't have a federal income tax or a state income tax, so he might get a little bit more than that. So about 6.
Okay.
6 to 7 take.
So I always laugh too when you hear about like these NBA players getting these big contracts, and I'm like, you guys do realize they're not getting the full $75 million this year?
Yeah, but okay, but here's the other thing too. Have you heard about like these teams? And this is not like a low budget team. This is I've heard a lot of the teams because these SMX rounds are extra.
Yeah,
that
in their budget.
They're taking like 20%
from the riders or the whole team
of the winnings
from the
Yeah, so like say Jet and Hunter, they cleared, we'll call it 1.6 there in total.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know if that 20%.
He's at 20.
That's
if I'm Jet, I'm a little pissed too.
I've heard
because I'm also curious how much money. Not that it matters, but it's just I'm curious how much money, how much Myrtle's getting, and then he pays Christian well.
Mertz,
at least I
Mertz
hope.
is probably getting 10%.
Christian's
probably getting 5 to 10%.
Christian has got to be the richest fucking mechanic in the paddock at this point.
Yeah,
but that dude is living a good life, unless Jet's not.
Duff is getting paid out well too. He said.
Yeah, but do you think he's making more than Christian?
Probably not.
I was about to say Jet's won a lot more in the last couple of years than Hayden has.
Probably not, but I would assume, dude, you got to pay him 5%.
I hope so.
You know,
I hope so, bro.
5% bonus out.
Because Christian's one of those dudes that I feel like is going to be with Jet his entire career.
Yeah, so you figure if he wins $100K for a Supercross win or an outdoor win, so you figure he won 8 Supercrosses, so that's.
Look, Jet, bro, you cleared like $11 million last year.
Yeah,
gross. Give that man what?
13.
Oh, it's 13 now. I thought it was 11.
13 was what I heard.
Oh, well, either way, 11,
I don't
13.
know, I was trying to add it up one day.
Either
lost
way,
track.
11, 13 at that point.
I lost count after about 10 million.
Look, bro, yeah, once again, gross, not netted, but either way, like, it's still a lot of money. Fucking 11, 13 at that point when you're making over. I hope you're paying Christian well, man.
I'm sure he is.
I'm sure too.
I'm sure those guys are not the kind of people that are not taking
Oh,
care
I'm not
of
saying
them.
they are. That's just why I'm saying, like, Christian
There are
at this
guys out
point.
there that don't take care of the mechanics, but I'm not sure.
Well, you mean like all of Chad's mechanics you never paid?
Look, I'm just sure that those two are not the two.
Oh, I'm not saying they are.
I am sure there's a check written every single month
but
for
I
those
fully
guys
believe
for bonuses.
Christian is making more than some top riders at this point. But anyways, that's fucked if that's true. But it's like, who are they going to take it out of the budget? Where are they going to? They don't have a budget for that.
No,
and we know KTM doesn't because Pierre Mobility Group is really fucked at this point.
That's a fucking shit.
Holy shit, dude! Did you listen to the interview with the CEO they just had on?
No.
There's
And you
this-
want to know what else I didn't listen to? Was the Chase Sexton interview that they made them take down last week.
Oh, I didn't listen to that.
Because Chase basically told him that the rear shock was what was
Garbage.
fucking him. Mm-hmm.
Dude, pure mobility. I'll be shocked if KTM is even a fucking thing in the next 3 years. Because they are massively in debt right now.
Well, that's what happens when you fucking
Yeah, like
outgrow,
gas and
outgrow your britches there
yeah,
real quick.
like never should have bought gas. Husqvarna, that was stupid. Like somebody else needs to buy them out because like KTM can't front it no more. If KTM continues to try to front that whole thing, KTM's going to go out of business.
Well,
like full.
we should have known there was issues when they changed to Pierre Mobility Group.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. We're going to start taking resources from other places. I'm like, where are your resources coming from, bro? This is they're a dirt bike company. And they also sell road bikes. Where are your resources coming from? Racing.
I don't know. We'll see.
Chase, get out now.
I don't think Chase is there beyond next year.
Now with all of this, before we talked about this, now I fully agree with you. There's no fucking way. Because if he doesn't see the writing on the wall, like of what's gonna happen, like he obviously knows because he's Chase, but like if he doesn't, like he's gone. Like I don't know where he goes at this point, but he's gone.
He had offers from everybody, from what I understand. So
For sure.
like, it's not a problem. But how crazy would it be if you have the Deegan 38 team and the secondary riders Chase Sexton on Yamahas?
Yeah, that'd be weird.
2026.
Yeah.
Wild shit. That'd be cool.
2026.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get to Hayden.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So Jet goes 1-1.
Yep.
Hunter goes 3-2.
Yep.
Cool. 1.5 million.
Yep. Not
into
bad.
the
Not a bad
into
way.
the conjoined account there.
Yep. You think they have conjoined accounts?
I heard at one point
Really?
here. I don't know if it's that way anymore, but
Hunter probably looking
somebody
at
this week was talking about that on a podcast. And I
You
was
think
like,
Hunter?
"That's
You think Hunter looked at his bank statement and goes, "Jet, really? You bought a Cullinan?"
interesting." No, I think they're fully okay with that. Somebody asked me at the press conference. Maybe it was Jace from Gypsy. Shout out Jace. What livestock they were going to add to the fucking dog pound. And
lemur.
Hunter starts going in about all the different types of cow. Well, this cow is kind of like more like just a show cow or whatever. And he goes, oh, so it's like the Frenchie of cows. He goes, yeah. He goes, but Jet won, so I should make him pick up the tab this time. I 100% would be in the realm here. And again, I will probably never know this, that they have one Lawrence family bank account.
Must be nice to just have all these people access to your account because you have that much money in it. Yeah, I mean, you and me will never know what that's like, but fuck, it'd be nice. I can dream.
Not in
this
probably
life.
the next 2 days. All right. Tomac goes 2-3 for third.
Yep. I think he's fired up going into 2025, man. Because he did
I think
not
so,
look happy
too.
after that second moto.
No.
Especially with the way that first moto
Well, I
went.
told you, the way he rode in these 6 motos, when we left Ironman and he bowed out of Destinations, I was like totally cool with it. I was like, all right, like he rode well, but like, nah, he ain't got it no more.
Yeah.
And then we did these 6 motos, and I went, oh, he's still got it. And
I don't think he's a
there
title-
are days he's
yeah.
really fucking got it.
I don't think that he's a title pick for any
No,
series, but I
but he's
definitely
gonna
think he's going to
fuck
pull
shit
wins.
up.
I think he's going to pull wins from guys, and I think he's going to make it real annoying by the time we get to the end of both series.
100%. 100%. AP goes 4-4 for fourth.
Don't even know how he's riding at this point.
No idea.
Don't
Zero
get it.
idea, but he was out there riding.
God, Matterley in
having a
2
great
weeks is going to
time.
be a struggle bus for him. It's
Yep.
going to be cold and
Yep.
rainy.
Webb goes 6-5 for fifth.
I mean, kind of where he was in the same spot last year, man. Like, people were talking about this. Like,
He's
this
just
Coop-
not a fucking super motocross
This is
guy.
who he
He's
just
a
is.
supercross guy.
And then we're going to get to 2025, and we're going to be like, we're going to get 3 rounds in, and Coop's just going to be there and be like, well, it's just fucking supercross season all over again.
He's a supercross
This
guy.
is who Coop is.
This is who he is.
This is what Coop does. Coop has been doing this since 2019. We should
Yep.
not be surprised.
100%. Justin Cooper, who I didn't even know was going to be riding yesterday.
He wasn't supposed to.
I thought he was fucking hurt. Did he
showed
break
up to
his
the track.
collarbone?
I think he showed up to the track in a sling,
He was in a sling getting on the PJ last week.
which is really fucking stupid considering he just re-upped that contract. So I'd be like, boys, I'm not going racing this weekend.
5-7 for sixth.
You know what?
Zero idea he was even going to race.
We talked
Zero
about-
idea he was there.
You said Hunter's a 10. I gave him an 8.75. What was Jay Coop's year this year?
Ooh, I'd give that an 8.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No, I fully
I
agree
thought it
with
was good.
I think so too, man. He's going to be, I think with now that contract being wrapped up and him knowing he's got a spot now,
Yeah.
I think he's going to be, once again, really, we're going to look up and go, damn, Jay Coop he did this.
Yep.
And I also, shocker, or not a shocker, fastest qualifier in a couple Supercross races.
100%.
Because you look at that board
100%.
and you're like, 32? Really? Like,
Yep.
did you guys, like, are you guys forgetting, like, the 2 shouldn't be up there, the 3 shouldn't be up there? It's like 32? Really?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yep. Kenny goes 8-6 for 7th.
Dealing with some injuries.
Doing Ken Roxon things. Barsha goes 9-8 for 8th.
Probably shouldn't have even been riding.
100%.
Don't know why.
Harry Koulis.
Full fucking season. Sorry, boys. We're never going to see Harry Koulis again.
11-12 for 9th.
His wife will not allow it.
Shane goes 15-11 for 10th. So suck on that, Cole.
Yeah, and also
Shane
suck on
Sins.
that, Hep.
Yeah. Freddie goes 14-14 for 11th.
I honestly think Freddie's just happy to make it through Super Motocross and not die.
You know, they brought this up last week, though, Cole and Denver
Devner?
there. Yeah, about Freddie. And why isn't Freddie riding for Club MX? He's there.
Probably 'cause they won't pay him
He
anything.
spent so much money.
Probably because they wouldn't pay him anything.
I
And
guess.
also, apparently, Mad Parts, Bubba Pauly, shout out to Bubba Pauly, is like bringing in a huge sponsor.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So him and Shane hopefully will be getting paid a nice salary and not just bonus money.
Interesting.
So that's pretty cool. Good on them. That's that team's been around, and Bubba Pauly's doing everything. Like, dude, he's
Doing
done
a lot,
Like, good
yeah.
for them, man. Like, hey, shout out to Mad Parts. We need more shit like that in the
Not
sport.
upset about it. Michigan's own Marshall Welton,
Had a-
12-16 for 12.
You know what?
Great year for Marsh.
Fucking Marshmallow.
Marshmelon? That's what we're going with?
No.
Marshmelon is his name?
Marshall
You're on a
Welton
first name basis with him now? So call
Had
him
a-
Marshmelon like that?
had a
Fuck
great year,
me.
bro. Had a great fucking year.
That was a great year.
Great
Yeah.
fucking year.
Ando goes 7-21 for 13th. And
Ready
then
for
wouldn't let
2025.
Danger Boy into his party last night.
No way, really?
I don't know.
Oh, well, upside down pineapples.
I gotta ask.
Upside down
About it.
pineapples.
I saw a picture of him outside of Ando's party last night.
Look, upside down pineapples.
Really?
Maybe.
Where'd you
Maybe.
see that?
Just don't worry about it.
Vital? Was that on the Vital thread?
No. Dude,
that-
shit like that, I would never, that would be people that I know. I would never be able to pull that from Vital.
Just snowboard thread? Dylon. 10-19 for 14th. Where do we see Dylon next year?
Probably Hep.
You think?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to end up back at fucking Phoenix.
No, he's definitely not going back for me.
No.
Hawaii's own Grant Harlan, 18-13 for 15th.
Like I said, a lot of these dudes are just happy to make it out of alive.
Dino, 13-18 for 16th.
Yeah.
Good on Dean. All 3 LCQs made it out of. Boom.
And didn't fucking have to crush Jerry Robbins' dreams in that one.
Did not.
Yeah.
Phil. So long, Phil.
So long, Phil.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
You know what? I can just imagine what what Phil's going to be like in retirement. He's going to be like sitting on the side of the track during the outdoor day.
He's got some shit lined up,
And it's
bro.
going to be like 30 minutes into a 35-minute moto, and Phil's just going to have a beer in one hand, a cigar in the other, and he's just going to be flipping the young kids the middle bird as they go past a sweeper or some shit.
He's got some shit lined up for
Of course,
next year.
man. He doesn't want to go fucking work construction.
Anyway, he goes 22-10 for 17th. Jerry Robbins 16-20 for 18th. Chiz 20-17 for 19th. Craig 17-22 for 22nd.
Going to look great on a star bike
Just
next year.
waiting for that star bike. Colt Nichols DNS 9 for 21st.
Which is fucking wild, dude.
It's a shit.
Like, gets top 10s.
Bro, it's a shitty ass look.
Gets top
to not
10s.
qualify. Like, what the fuck,
And then he
man?
goes out and he gets 9th in the race that he actually does, only by default.
Unbelievable.
Like, what the fuck? Although, I think Colt is going to have a sneaky good Supercross season if he can stay healthy through fucking off-season. Because for whatever reason, he gels with that Suzuki.
We'll see. Colin Park, DNS 15.
Colin.
Okay.
Re-upped with Phoenix again.
Okay.
That team's going to be interesting. Like, Colin's back on it. Kyle Peters is obviously going to be there. Gavin Towers might be a part of that team, and so is Nick Romano.
Interesting. Savachi's there too.
Yeah, it's weird.
Or not Phoenix. He's Firepower.
Yeah, he's going to Firepower. Him and
Yeah.
Mumphy.
Yeah.
It's a weird team.
Yeah. Stu, 19 DNS and
Apparently,
6.
somebody said he was hurt. Probably everybody's
No,
heard at this.
I haven't heard nothing.
I think everybody's heard at this point.
Yeah, I think so. And Sexton, 21 DNS.
Yeah.
And that's been your 450 race recap.
Yep.
Brought to you by our friends at Gutterworks. Always well hung, just like Justin Barsha. All right. Well, that was fun. It only took us an hour and 15 minutes to get into that.
Let's get into it, bro.
All
Let's get
right.
it going.
Next up, we have your Complete Racing Solutions halftime report. Now, Complete Racing Solutions this month is going to focus on their elite rider team there. So if you are a amateur or professional motocross, supercross, woods racer, they are taking applications for their 2025 team, which will help with all sorts of deals, discounts, parts, gear, that kind of stuff. Pussies need not apply, because if you're a pussy, he doesn't want to hear from you. Also, if you've been on the team before and been kicked off, please do not apply. Go to CompleteRacingSolutions.com to apply for the 2025 Elite Racer team. You know what I decided the other day? I'm basically on that team without even having to be on that team.
That's cool.
I'm basically a
You feel like
Complete
your
Racing
hockey days again?
Solutions elite rider.
You feel like your hockey days again, where you're on a team, part of a unity?
Yeah, except I don't know any of my teammates.
That's fine.
I just know the coach.
Fuck those guys.
And it's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, make sure you guys go apply there. If you guys do ride, they have all sorts of deals worked out with all sorts of different things, from 60 helmets, like I said, gear, all sorts of parts, all over the place. So link is in the description down below, and we are going into our Complete Racing Solutions halftime report. Okay, so we kind of talked about this a little bit already. And now, obviously, there's more with the whole Chase situation. But Webb to MX ON on the 250. MX2 spot. Oh shit! I'm yawning. Anyway, anything else you want to touch on with that? We kind of went deep on that in the 450
No,
review.
I mean France is gonna win again.
How wild would it be if we just magically won? Like, just somehow yank this out of our ass, and we're like, yep, there we go. USA is still number one, fuckers.
I mean, honestly, it's probably going to be France 1, Netherlands 2, and Australia 3.
Maybe.
Belgium will be in there, but fuck, dude. Lucas isn't going to be on a 250, so.
What do you think what do you think he does in the MX2 class?
Like, it's just the MX2 class, not like the first, second motos?
Yes. Is he a top 5? JT says he's a top 5 guy.
No.
You don't think so?
No, because he's not going to beat Adamo. He's not going to beat Langenfelder.
Okay.
He's not going to beat Sasha Kunin, because Sasha Kunin gets too good of starts.
He's coming off an injury, though, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's fine now. He's not sure shit not beating Kaida Wolf.
Okay.
He's not beating Camden McClellan. He's not going to beat Mikkel Harrop.
Okay.
He's not going to beat Carlos Reichelis. I mean, honestly, dude, as disrespectful as this is, I think he's going to be like 9-10. I think he's going to get smoked. Like, I would say it would be the most shocking thing of the weekend if somehow he is anywhere near the front in that class. And I can't even tell you where I think he's going to finish in the first and second motos, like in actual motos on Sunday. I just don't think so, man. Like, it's been too long since he rode a 250. Second, it's probably going to rain at some point.
Well, that's for
It's probably going to rain. And third, he's just not going to have the intensity that the GP MX2 dudes, those kids, which most of the actual guys in that class are legitimate children. They're fucking children. I just don't think he's gonna have that.
And those kids will just fucking send it.
They'll just fucking send it a la Deegan style. Just fucking hold it wide open. Take my own teammate out. I don't give a fuck. I just don't think he's gonna have it. I'd like to be wrong, because it'd be really crazy if he did something, because obviously we know he was a really good 250 rider outdoors.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Did beat Jeffrey Hurlings on a 250 at one point.
He did, and that was also 8 years ago.
We all got to start somewhere again. Build back better, bro.
Yeah, I don't think so.
We're not building, we're not back, and we're not better at anything. But we'll build back better.
Yeah, I don't see it, man. I think it'd be cool, but I just don't see it happening.
I don't really know. I know, like I said, JT was pretty positive on probably around top 5.
JT should know better. He follows the GPs really, really well. Obviously, he commentates. I
don't know.
I think that's JT's USA pride.
I don't follow him that close to be like, yeah, I think he could do this. Like, I don't think he beats the Wolf. For sure.
And like I said, Kunin, only because of the teammates, he has to ride MX1, so like he's not even in the 250 class.
Yeah. I don't know. Be interesting to see, though.
It'd be really, really cool, but I just think there's too many guys that are coming into form at the end of that series.
Yeah.
That he's just not going to be able to match that intensity.
Dude, how about what's his nuts there? Who's the kid whose dad was really
Liam?
good? Yeah, Everts.
Yeah, man, he got lucky.
Sucked.
He got lucky. He was going to be on the team.
Yeah.
And now Gertz is going to be back on the team, but they moved him to the MX3 spot.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, dude, that was, and Lucas, like, people were, like, blaming Lucas for that, and he's like, dude, I feel so sorry. Like, I did not mean for that, because, like, him and Lucas were battling back and forth.
That was whatever.
Which, by the way, dude, Kunin, fucking just money right now. money. I'm so ready for those kids to come over here.
Did you watch the GP this weekend?
There wasn't one this weekend. The last round is this coming weekend. Spain,
oh.
Prado's got the points lead now. Dude, that place is going to be fucking wild.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be wild.
Awesome. So, okay, so we talked about that. Did you watch the Vital video that Michael Lindsay put out this week about the Gas Husky 2025?
Oh, where he talking about Firepower or Phoenix and Gas, who's going to be on a Gas and who's going to be... No, I didn't.
Dude, it's so confusing because we need this many guys for 250s and this many guys for 450s. Well, we got to fulfill this contract here and that contract here and this contract here. And
when you look at like the rider lineup for like the group, so obviously KTM's got their thing, but like Rockstar, because it's under the Rockstar banner.
Yes.
You're like... It just says Rockstar Racing. It doesn't say Husky or Gas.
Yeah.
But then they're like, oh, Barsha and Ryder D, they're on Gas. But they're technically not part of the Husqvarna team.
Yeah.
But they're technically not part of the Gas team. And I'm like, I'm not great with math.
This is
but
such
this
a weird
doesn't
thing.
2 and 2 doesn't make 5.
We haven't seen this since we saw BTO Sports.
This is fucking stupid.
Go under.
Like how? And so I'm like, okay, cool. So like, what? Are they going to be all under the same fucking rig?
That's
like,
a great question.
Like,
I don't
are they
think
buying
anybody
2 rigs?
knows.
Because clearly they don't have the money to buy another rig.
I think everybody's guessing. Like, I talked to Michael at Redbud, and I heard a similar but still different situation than what he talked about in the video this week.
Yeah, dude, it doesn't.
And the things I'm hearing from other people, I'm like, dude, I don't even fucking know.
It doesn't make sense to me, and it's going to be really weird. And, you know, honestly, the people that suffer the most are the gas people that are transferring over.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I don't know where the fuck we stay. Like, are we working with the Husky dudes? Like, I understand they're all under the same umbrella, but it's like, are we part of it? Like, are we getting the same amount of, like, information back from the factory? Are we getting the same, like, parts that just as quality of, like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, if you'd have just told me that, like, Rockstar Husky is just going to eat Barsha and Ryder D's contract and we're just putting them on Huskies now because we're doing away with gas, I'd be like, that makes fucking sense. That's not happening.
But I don't think that's what's happening either, because from what I understand, they're not getting rid of gas. They're getting rid of the Husky Racing division, because Husky is going to be electric.
But the thing is, too, is Malcolm, RJ, and Casey are going to be on Huskies next year.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the fuck?
I don't know.
That shit makes no sense to me.
It's a huge debacle.
Look, bro, I know some of you fans out there that watch our show really like to deep dive on some of this stuff. If y'all can just dedicate a day to try to figure out this.
If y'all can go figure this out,
if y'all go figure this out, like, we'll give you a high five and shout out your name, because even two people like us who fucking, like,
we're super deep in this, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what the fuck's happening.
And I'm just like,
year.
2 and 2 is 5. Like, I don't fucking get it, dude.
I don't know. Here's what I know. You're going to have Barsha and
Ryder
Malcolm
D.
on, on 450s.
Ryder D, Casey, and RJ.
Ryder D, Casey, RJ on
Until
250s.
Outdoors. RJ's going 450 outdoors.
Until outdoors. And then, from what I understand, RJ's trying to do select 450 Supercross rounds,
kind of like what they used to do back in the day.
But we'll see. So that is what I understand is going to be the team. And then the way that Mike explained it, it's like, okay, well, they're all going to be under the Rockstar thing, because Troy Lee is going away for sure. So we're not having Troy Lee gas anymore. I don't know. It's a weird thing.
How much of a fucking backyard shit show does that make our sport look, that we have two factory teams now as one, but they technically are different brands? And I understand they do this in different automotive sports. I get it.
I don't know, man.
But this isn't auto racing
situation,
though.
though.
This isn't fucking circle track racing. Like, we have specific brands that pay money, and because one fucking brand fucked up and overshot their budget, like,
dude, in 7, 8 years now of doing this, I haven't seen anything like this. I can't even think, knowing what I know in the history that I've seen.
There's not a situation like this. We're just calling it Rockstar Racing.
It's fucking weird.
Like a Rockstar Racing. And
it's a weird situation.
Yeah.
All right. Still running through the Complete Racing Solutions halftime report here. Now, one thing that was interesting that Michael brought up in that Club MX going to gas.
Yeah, I mean, that's also an interesting choice.
Here's where this gets interesting, and Michael brought this up, and I had heard rumblings of this. They are Yamaha.
Yep.
But they want to continue to improve and build their program.
Because they've also had some bike problems this year.
That's
and we won't get into that whole
story.
Thing. Yep.
However, from what I understand, Yamaha is now linked to the Bar X team.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's pretty much done.
that's done,
Yeah.
which is interesting because, as Michael brought up, now from what I understand, there's a bit of a bidding war between for Kenny between
because he's not
Bar
signed
X
up
and
and Larry Brooks has something to do with this, and I also think Derek Drake's dad had a little bit to do with the switch to Yamaha.
Now, Michael did say, and I fully believe this too, especially with the post we saw last week, that Kenny is willing to stay on Suzuki if they get him electric start.
Which, yeah.
The electric start that we all saw in the video the other week is definitely a thing. They have not tested the bike enough to be able to put it into a race,
Which is something
form,
was talked about. Larry Brooks talked about this.
Happens all the time.
Yeah.
So
you're not gonna go, and especially with where Suzuki would have to mount that starter is also a little bit because it has to mount at the front.
Where I question this is we all watched Kenny ride that club bike last year, and Kenny did not like that club bike.
No.
Was last year? Year before?
2022.
2022.
2022.
We all watched him ride it. He did not like that. Now, there is a new chassis, obviously. And the new one, from what I understand, is a little bit more nimble than the old one.
Yep.
So might be okay.
I think the power curve would really fit him because he obviously is somebody, and this is talked about, beat to dead horse, but he does ride in the low RPMs. He doesn't shift a lot. He puts it in third.
Yep.
Keeps the traction to the ground.
Yep.
But that very nose heavier Yamaha style chassis as opposed to the Suzuki is very centered.
Yes.
It's not really conducive to the way he rides the bike.
100%.
So, yeah, I mean, we'll see. That's a very interesting situation.
It's very fluid right now.
Yeah.
Almost as fluid as the Husky gas situation, but
Yeah, I mean, I fully believe he'll be on that HEP bike next year, progressive, whatever the fuck.
yeah.
2026, I don't think he's on. I think he's, yeah.
I'm super interested with where Club goes because I do know from a few other people I know that Club does want to expand their program and grow.
Yeah.
And obviously with Yamaha, they have the Star program as their main program. And I've said this for a long time. I think these manufacturers need a development team also. They should have both 450 and 250 riders. But it's very interesting that they're going with Bar X also.
Well, I think Derek Drake, once again,
when
his
they
dad.
have Club already set up and going.
I think Derek Drake's dad has a lot to do with that.
So, with that being said, it would not surprise me to see Club switch.
Well, and Club 2 also has a very interesting team next year. They have Cody Schock, Max Volan, Mark Phineas, and Jet Reynolds.
I'm so surprised Savachi didn't go there.
I think he just...
With the ties he has to
It's
Zach.
it's MTF, dude. I remember I brought this
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
If he's at
that's true.
Firepower, MTF, he doesn't want to go away from it. I made this comment when we
Yeah,
talked about
that's
this. He does not want to stray away from MTF.
Yeah, it's
and
true.
you know if he goes to Club, he sure shit can't ever ride at MTF ever
Yeah,
again.
that's true. That's true.
But I don't know. As far as team, though, I agree with you. I think it would have been a better fit. But Martine's there, like MTF, whatever. He's the only 450
Yeah.
guy. Well, when Dino's doing off races.
Yeah.
But Club, I mean, full 250, just full 250 effort next year. So
We'll see.
that's a very unique team, too, if you ask me. Especially now with Jet Reynolds kind of finding his footing. Hopefully he doesn't break his collarbone again. Phineas showed...
2 titles.
Yeah. 5, dude. What are you talking about now?
2 titles.
Yeah,
2
two
titles,
titles.
bro.
Phineas had some moments. We all know Cody Schock had a really good season. Voland, I think, was on his way. But, dude, I'm hearing that injury is not fucking going well. I don't even know if he's going to be on the bike anytime soon.
That's exciting.
So yeah, like that's going to be a very interesting squad. I think that it has the possibility to be really well, but I hate to say this. I think they're going to look back on next year and they're going to go, "Wow, this was a really fucked season."
Yeah.
I don't think 2025 is going to be good for Club MX.
Probably not.
Just too many question marks on that team, man.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Sure,
All
knows that J-Mart, a little bit off topic, is trying to just find a 450 team to ride for outdoors.
I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah. Well, he's out of his club contract.
Is he?
Pretty sure.
I don't know. I heard that head injury was bad and him riding, period.
It's like a Justin Bogle thing again,
very
where he starts
low.
losing his fucking vision
Yeah.
and shit. But yeah, anyways, go ahead, sorry.
All right, so the only thing I got left here for this Complete Racing Solutions halftime report would be my Holster Co. reload rant.
Okay.
Why?
Does that have to do with the All-Stars?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I knew you were going to go here.
Why le fuck
2 years in a row
can we not have the All-Star race
at nighttime.
at night?
And we have the KTMs.
What the fuck?
We have the KTMs during the day.
What the... First off, why do we have KTMs, Period.
Bro,
That's not part of the fucking program for SMX.
Bro, when I
65, 85, All-Star. Why are the All-Stars racing in the fucking afternoon?
Bro, when I found out that that's what the schedule is going to look like, the only thing I thought of was I was like, Travis is going to fucking pitch.
Do you want to know why I fucking fell asleep in the second motos? Because I had an hour and a half of no fucking racing action last night. You want to know what I got to watch? Was half the fucking All-Star moto, and then a commercial break, and then the other half of the All-Star. What the fuck?
Dude, you're going to have an aneurysm, bro. Yeah, like, I still have not figured out. Can you bring your heart rate down to
We can watch 65 kids race at night, or during the main show, because it's afternoon race, whatever. We can watch 85 kids. But when it comes to the actual guys that we are going to see in the pro ranks next year, now fuck you, race in the afternoon after qualifying when nobody's fucking there.
Dude, it is a little wild to me. I still don't understand why we have commercials.
I don't understand. I'm trying so hard to be more positive. But what the fuck are we doing? And look, I know people are listening to this, and I'm trying to be more positive, but if any of you want to send me a fucking email to explain this to me as to why the All-Stars could not race at night, and I had to watch an hour and a half of commercials. Because what did I watch? I watched some Taunt Rhino with fucking knee braces on the fucking Kawasaki Science of Supercross shit. I watched the fucking Stasic Holshot thing! I don't give a shit about those kids! I'm sorry, I don't! It's great they get to do it. I don't give a shit! You wanna know what I wanna watch? It's Drew Adams and Cole Davies! Fuck!
Does that have anything to do with the fact that you had consumed alcohol before this?
Partially, yes! But god damn it, dude!
Oh,
bro! First off, again, 65 kids. It's great that they're racing.
Yeah.
It's cool. Watching that kid launch that finish was fucking awesome. 85 kids. Again, alright, fine. I fully back this being a thing. At Supercross is also. Watch them on the main show. But the class I fucking care about, the 250 All-Stars, I can't fucking watch! What the fuck?
Dude, honestly, anytime I start knowing about these schedule changes, I'm going to send you a text and be like, hey, heads up, bro. Because I knew about this on fucking like Thursday that this was what was going to happen.
I don't get it!
Well, the thing...
It doesn't make sense. And again, like I said, any of you guys who are, because I know y'all listen to this, any of you guys who are involved in it and whatever, and can rationally explain to me why this is happening, please send me an email. Dude, please send me an email.
The only thing...
I will read it word for word on the show.
The only thing I don't get through the whole thing is the fact of we're on a streaming service and we had a commercial during the race. I understand it was pre-recorded, so they can get away with doing that, but like, why?
Don't get me started on watching commercials when I paid for a fucking streaming thing.
I know, man. I know. I knew you were going to go into this, bro.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't either.
Here's my mind. Here was my mind last night when that happened. Shot out the side of my fucking head.
Here's another thing for you.
It's unreal.
It could have happened like last year's finals for Futures during the Supercross season, and it'd be on the pre-show, and you don't even know that it's actually happening on the pre-show.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I don't understand. Why? Oh, God, this is a good thing this is a fucking Holster Co. Reload rant. I don't understand why these kids that we hype up as they're the next guys, they're the guys that are going pro, they're the future of the sport, why... And we want them to race in the stadiums and be in front of the people. But we shit on the 250 All-Star class every fucking time.
Yeah, that I don't have an answer for.
They don't. The finals at fucking Salt Lake City don't race during the night show. The fucking finals at the goddamn SMX round doesn't race during the night show. So what the fuck are we doing?
And that track was dog shit for them. Holy fuck, bro,
I just don't understand. Like, the one class I want to watch for that, for the fucking kids that aren't the pros, they don't put on the night they put it, hey, We pre-recorded this, and they raced this afternoon. Number one, when 3/4 of the track was in pure sunlight, and you got two sections that are pitch black.
Yeah.
It was like Bane. I didn't even know light until I was a man. Like, two of those sections, I was like, dude, these kids can't even fucking see this.
No, I know, man. I know.
I don't know, dude.
It was wild. No.
I don't understand. Please, someone at Feld, MX Sports, whatever, please send me an email and help me understand this. Because I'm so fucking confused as to why their race does not take place at night.
And for any
But
viewers,
we did a Stasic fucking hole shot challenge.
I know.
And we did a goddamn KTM 50 juniors race.
Yeah.
Which, again, no hate on those. Great, cool, awesome. It's cool that the kids get to do that. I have kids. I'm trying to have more. Awesome. But what the fuck?
And for any of you listeners out there that were listening to that whole rant with earpods on, sorry. You're deaf now.
Holster Co. Reload Ramp.
You're
Please
deaf
check
now,
them
but
out
here's
for
the
all
thing,
your
if-
things that go bang, bang, and boom, boom.
Here's the thing, if you're deaf, you can't hear what I'm saying to you anyway.
At least the live stream people got that picked up on the microphone and the fucking
yeah, no
thing.
shit. Jesus. All right. Let's move to the 250 class.
That's been your Complete Racing Solutions halftime report. Please
Fire it up.
go check them out and apply for their Elite Racer program. Okay. I got to calm down from that.
Yeah,
Hold
you
on.
do. What's your heart rate at right now? You good? You at a steady like 85?
76. Low still. I don't understand it. And I'm going to get in trouble for that rant, but I don't fucking care. Whatever, dude. It's fine. I'm
Maybe.
I'm trying to be more positive.
Maybe.
but
That was
I
constructive
just don't
criticism.
I just don't understand.
You might not get. That was a constructive criticism.
Dude, honestly, I hope I get an email that explains it to me.
Probably not.
Probably not, but I
Probably
hope I
not.
get an email that explains it to me. All right, 250 Race Recap brought to you by our friends at Pro Flo Racing. Make sure to check them out, especially if you got a PW50, little guy riding, which you'll get to see on TV because fuck it, why not?
All right, let's get into it. And let's talk about the man of the hour.
Okay,
This fucking guy we're watching right now.
Pierce Brown.
Fucking Pierce.
2-1.
Fucking Pierce Brown. Round of a fucking applause and just a big fuck you to Gas.
Hey, he wasn't down in the Brown last
Hey,
night.
man. All I'll say, last night, I started going through my mind, like, just, it's something I like to do when I know, like,
Going
who's gonna...
through your mind?
Yeah.
Scary place.
Yeah, I know, right? I start going through my mind just like ahead of time. It's just like a fun game I like to play. Like if I was a team manager, where would I put so and so on the 250 coasts?
Yeah.
Just because what they have going on in their career, proximity to stuff like that. And part of me was just like, yeah, you know what? Next year, 250 West, it's going to be Deegan, Pierce Brown, and Mosman.
Oh.
Proximity, and it was going to be Anstey, Nate, and Bennick East. Pierce rides like that. You fucking move Nate over to West, Pierce over to East. You got a real title shot on that fucking Star Yamaha on the East Coast of Pierce Brown.
I've been drinking. Are you sure you want to talk about Nate?
I'm not talking about Nate.
Okay.
I was just talking
Wanna make
about
sure.
which coast I thought he was going to
Okay.
be on.
All right. Cool.
I was talking about Pierce and West Coast go to East Coast.
Okay. All right.
He rides like that. Dude, we've always said this about Pierce. Ultra talented,
Super fast.
super fast, even dating back to, was it 2021 or 2022 when he had a couple good battles with Jet in the 250 class.
Slides out all the time.
But
Down in the Brown.
yeah, either get shit start, and he actually had a better SMX. His results don't tell the full truth.
Yes.
He had a lot of points in both the first two rounds. Was the
Yes.
fastest dude on track at certain points.
Yes.
He was just coming from fucking dead last and down in the
Yes.
first turn. Well, now we know what happens if he gets a start. And oh, by the way, he's going on the best bike next year, and he's going to be with a new team.
Yeah.
Change is good for these guys every now and then. I mean,
Me and Larry Ward were arguing about that.
you and Larry Ward
Or Jeff Ward, sorry.
Jeff. Why were you Jeff Ward?
Yeah. On Instagram. I'll tell you about it after the show.
Okay, anyway. As long as you don't put him on the West Coast with Hayden, dude, you might have an East Coast title contender right there.
Don't worry, I got notes for what to talk to you about after the show.
That's cool.
Got it under control.
Super happy for Pierce though, man.
that's
It's
cool.
a bummer that he couldn't get this shit to going earlier in the year, but he kind of just reaffirmed what everybody who's been a believer of Pierce Brown, that when this kid gets starts and he's clicking, he can fucking beat anybody at any given time.
Yeah, 100%.
So I'm super happy for him. Great way to end it. He is leaving Gas. Like I said, going to Star next year. Look, man, I know they don't watch this show, but Bobby Jensen, put his ass on the East Coast. Get him away from Deegan. You got a title contender right there, bro.
Yeah. So, all right. Deegan goes 1-2 for second overall and wins SMX second year in a row.
Yep, second year in a row.
Going to invest $50,000 in some Bitcoin.
Is that what he's going to do?
I don't know. Hopper asked him about it in the press conference. He
did
said he
he-
wants to buy another rental. He's got
He
two right
wants to
now.
buy another what?
Rental property.
Oh, he doesn't want to buy a Lamborghini Aventador?
He wants another car too.
Because he
but
wants
he's gotta
another
he's gotta
supercar,
make
but
a
somebody
deal with
forgot to tell him that an Audi R8 really isn't considered a supercar anymore.
It is. He's got the V10 one, so he's okay.
I mean,
It's got the V10. It's considered a supercar.
I understand, but like, let's be real.
R8s are considered a supercar.
I get that, but I don't think of it in the same fucking category as like a McLaren or a Lamborghini. An R8 is a broke man's fucking supercar.
That's a
I'll never fucking have one.
Corvette.
I'll never have one. Look, I fucking love Audis, but an Audi R8 is not in the same league as a fucking Aventador or a fucking McLaren P1.
Here, you got a ticket in it already?
Yeah, not shocking. He's
What?
fucking
I
18-year-old
don't
kid.
know how
in
fast
a,
he said. I don't know how fast he was actually going, but the guy rode him for 19 over, 17 over.
But
something
bro,
like
he's
that.
in an Audi with a fucking
That's
V10.
surprising.
Of course.
I said this to Cole in Denver last week. I was like, that video that came out on his channel with him and his brother riding in it, and it's making the it's
Yeah,
got the
the
crackle
V10
tune
noises,
and
yeah.
stuff. I said, dude, that is me, my brother, and anybody else I take for riding that car when that car does the flame tune and it's backfiring and
Honestly,
stuff.
man,
I'm just like,
if he wanted to, look, bro, if he would have wanted to be a real boss, because he went with just the simple white, which it's clean. White's clean. Obviously, we know that.
easy to wrap over.
He could have just gone with the plum crazy one. Real boss move. Actually, you know what you should do if you really want to be a boss? Buy a Rolls Royce Ghost and taunt the shit out of Jet and be like, "Yo, I can buy a Rolly too."
I don't think that'll happen until he's in the 450 class.
Oh, I don't think so. Well, I mean, we'll see it in the summer of 2025
Yeah,
because Hayden Deegan's going to the 450 in outdoors next year.
no, he's not.
Dude, he wins that Supercross title. He's
He'll
going
go
450 hours.
for it 26.
Nope.
26.
He's pulling
he'll
a
ride
Jet.
250. He'll ride 250 all next year.
Disagree.
And then he will ride, and then he'll go 450 and 26.
Totally disagree. If he wins that Supercross title next year, which we kind of all think he's going to, barring
Yeah.
anything crazy, he's going to pull a Jet and he's going to go to the 450 outdoors.
I don't know about that. I think,
Dude, there's nobody, I don't care if it's somebody from the industry or not, that can fucking tell me otherwise and get me to believe it until it happens, that's not the trajectory they're on. He is going the Jet trajectory. If he wins the Supercross title, what does he gain from winning the outdoor title again? Nothing. Like, everybody already wants it.
Probably about $1 million fucking bucks, to be honest with you.
You don't think him going to the 450 Supercross class or 450 outdoors is going to have real nice bonuses along with it?
No.
He'll be fine.
He'll still be on 250 deal,
And he's still going to
It
get
won't.
good bonuses.
but he won't do as well in the 450s.
We also didn't think Jet would go undefeated.
He's gonna do great. Don't get me wrong.
We also
'cause the
didn't think
Deegan-
Jet was
the
gonna go
Deegan
undefeated.
By the way, Isaac Nelson Designs Deegan Danger Zone here. He'll still do great, but I just don't think he's going to.
Oh, I'm not saying he's going to win.
Yeah,
But I'm
that's
telling
what
you
I'm
right
saying.
now, if he wins the Supercross title come West Coast, he's going to the 450. Why do you think they're going to put him on the West Coast?
Because the hype is with the West Coast.
And so if he wins the
opening
West
round,
Coast, he has enough time
which
to
he
get ready
would've-
for
which he
450
would've-
outdoors.
which he would have gone last year because of hype.
And now
not because of going outdoors, because of hype.
And now he has the hype again. And now if he wins it, that's the last thing he has to win. Now he's won everything, kind of like a Jet situation. Got nothing left to prove.
Let's put it this way: that'll be a move that will surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise
if
me
he,
at all.
if
Because
he
I think
goes-
it's going to happen.
If he goes 450 outdoor next year, if he wins that 250
Now, if
title,
he doesn't win the Supercross title, then I agree with you. I don't think he goes 450 until 2026.
I don't think he does till 26 anyway.
2025 outdoors.
Mostly because I think it'll be a money move for him.
I think he's already making enough money. I
There-
don't think that's. I think this is gonna be a Jet Lawrence situation where if he wins the Supercross title, he's gonna go into outdoors and go. I got nothing left to prove.
I'm not going to 100% say you're wrong, but I'm going to go.
And this is coming from a guy who's not even a Hayden Deegan
I know,
person.
but I'm going to go on a 70% rant that I'm more correct that he stays in that 250 class.
I'm looking at what he has to prove, and he's got nothing left to prove if he wins that Supercross title. What is winning a 250 outdoor championship again? The only thing I would agree with you is if
I
there.
mean, $500,000 plus bonuses to win motos and overalls.
I think with him, money
Which-
is not the thing anymore. I think it is more about I'm dog slapping these kids, and he's a kid himself. I'm taking their souls and I'm ripping them out of their bodies, and they got nothing left to fucking give.
Maybe.
The only thing that I think would have given him a little more motivation, because it would have been a build to a hype, is if Lucas and Sasha were coming over next year instead of 2026. But because they're
Okay.
not,
I mean, that's fair. I mean,
Did-
maybe. I don't know.
I look at him and I look at the competitor that he is, and once again, for anybody out there, this is not me all of a sudden becoming a Hayden Deegan fan. It's just me, what I think of him. I think the money motivates him just like anybody else, but at a
Yeah.
certain point, when you're already making money no matter what you do,
Yeah, I mean, you're
When you
not
got no
you're not wrong,
competition-
you're not wrong there. I just look at it as like, okay, if he goes and wins outdoors, which again, I think as long as he makes it through Supercross healthy, whether he wins or loses, I
Yeah.
think he will handily win outdoors next year.
Yeah, okay.
handily. He's head and shoulders better than everybody else.
Which
on
is why I
250.
said, unless Luca and Sasha were here, he's got no competition.
But I guess the real question, I guess that would be a really good thing here to see of like, okay, is it money backed or is it literally like I want to be the best?
I think he wants to be the best.
I think so.
And I think he wants to beat the Lawrences.
too. I think so too.
Which we'll get into that when that happens. But like,
that's a whole nother story.
Yeah. I think he wants to beat the Lawrences.
That's another hour of the show.
Of you and me agreeing about the same fucking thing.
Yeah, which
No.
yeah, we're not going to talk about it. So anyway, so yeah, I don't know. Be interesting to see.
I just think it's going to happen, man. Now, this is all, once again, my opinion is based on him winning that West Coast title. He doesn't win it, which I think the West Coast...
Whatever Coast of Supercross he rides, he's A, the favorite.
He's going to be the favorite.
And B, highly likely to win, in my opinion.
I think that...
Barring something catastrophic happening.
I think, as crazy as this is, I think he still needs to prove that he is consistently the fastest guy at a Supercross track. Because he hasn't done that. And I know people will be like, well, he was a rookie in 2023 and he was hurt. And you're not wrong.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, he got into East Coast Supercross last year, and that wrist wasn't bothering him anymore.
Yep.
And Tom was faster than him, and this and that. So like, and I'm not saying he can't be, but he's going to end up being on the same coast as RJ and Kitchen.
Hold on. I got to go take a shit.
You got to take a shit?
Do you not get it?
No.
Did you not watch? Dude, in, what was it, fucking qualifying? He qualified number 1. He gets on the podium for a thing, and I don't remember who was interviewing him, but it was one of the girls, and she asked, like, hey, whatever, asked a question, and he's like, look, I'll be honest, I gotta take a huge dump. I gotta go.
Jesus Christ. Why does that not...
Just, like, walked off. What a fucking awesome thing,
Why
dude.
does that not shock me?
Dude, it's fucking
Must
awesome.
be nice to be 18 and just say whatever
I
you
gotta
want.
take a dump, dude. I gotta go. Huge shit.
But
Huge
yeah,
shit.
The West Coast, it's gonna probably be him and RJ and Levi, and of course he's gonna be the favorite. But I still think that he needs to prove, and I think he even needs to prove it to himself. There are times where last year he easily proved he was the fastest dude on a Supercross track, both coasts.
Yeah.
But then he'd follow up the next weekend and he'd have issues. So it's like, I still think in Supercross, which is crazy as that sounds, we all thought it'd be the other way.
Oh, 100%.
He still needs to prove it, because this, to me, even though this was a fucking hell of a season, mad props. I got nothing bad to say about him. I don't think what he did
5 for 6.
Yeah,
like,
I don't think what he did in outdoors and Supermotocross proves anything going into Supercross, because he won SMX last year.
Yeah.
And then he got hurt, but he got hurt because of himself.
Yeah.
So it's like, I still think he needs to prove to a lot of people, but he's definitely going to be the favorite. Of course he's going to be the favorite.
Yeah.
Like, he's the defending fucking SMX champ, outdoor champ, like he's Hayden Deegan, whatever.
Yep.
So, but no, I fully believe that's what's going to happen next year. I think it's a Jet trajectory.
Okay. Have you seen the side-by-side comparison to him and Jet? There was somebody put it out a couple rounds ago. He has the edge over Jet, which is weird to say, but
Let's also never mind. I'm not gonna go into
we'll
that
see. Well, yeah, we'll see when he gets.
Because
on
we
the
could talk about competition.
but 250 wise,
we could
yeah.
talk about.
All right,
we could talk about
moving
competitions.
on. Jordan Smith goes 5-3 for third, which is wild.
Jordan has been fucking all of a sudden just being like
Weird.
oddly good since Iron Man.
Yeah, oddly good at these SMX
And he'll be on a
rounds.
Triumph.
Speaking of Jordan Smith, there he is. On the thing.
Hey.
Head to Triumph.
Yep, heading to Triumph.
Good luck with that.
Yep.
Shimoda goes 4-5 for fourth.
Just kind
Never
of a Joe
saw
thing.
real good Joe Shimoda this year,
Well,
did we?
never really got a start.
Yeah, that's true too.
You kind of know what you're going to get with Joe when he yanks a holy, but when he doesn't, you're like, well, I don't know what Joe's going to do today.
Yep. Okay, so you're gonna rant about this.
Not much a rant.
I gotta take a leak.
Oh.
So here's what we're gonna do. Vial goes 3-8 for fifth. Go.
So everybody who watches the show knows I'm a big Tom Biel fan. I think that it's a little ridiculous to say he didn't have a good season. He won the Supercross title, which was unexpected. Everybody was like, well, he won the Supercross title. He's definitely better outdoors. He just won an outdoor title. He had his issues this year. Hayden was just better than him. Tom threw away a lot of race wins under his own volition, or not his own volition, under his own accord. Like, that was his problem. He needed to be better. Kept saying he wanted to race Hayden. You know, he got to race him, a lot during the outdoor season. And Hayden got the better of him a few times. But that second moto, I am really disappointed with Tom. He talked about after the first moto, hey, man, I just want to mix it up with Hayden. Out there, sitting behind Ty, pacing him, goes down, and then he just gave up. And there's one problem I have is with people that just give up. And I understand it's been a long season. Tom still has MX of Nations to go back it up again and win for a second straight year in 2 weeks. I know he's focused on that. He takes a lot of pride in that. But that second moto after he went down, he just gave up. And that bothered me a little bit. I don't like that. I understand it's been a long fucking season. Everybody's dealing with shit. But don't just give up in the middle of the moto, man. Don't just give up. And I saw that with Tom a few times this year. Like, he'd make a mistake, and his heart came into question for me a little bit. Still a big Tom VL guy, but he just did some things this year that I'm just like, man, like, you're just going to take it when everything's rolling and everything's good and you yank a holy and you got a 5-second gap, but battling through adversity, like, you're just going to be like, I'll take the points.
A little bit.
There's times for that. And then there's times where when you keep talking, where you want to do this and you want to do that, and when you have the chance and you just lay up, I don't know. That just bothered me a little bit. I think he just gave up in that second motor after he went down, and I'm just like, well, that's fucking cool.
I will tell you, he is very, very aware that his outdoor results were shit.
But I think he had but as I was saying when you walked out, though, I think it's a little bit disrespectful to say he didn't have a good season. He won a Supercross title. He got second in 250.
I didn't say he didn't have a good season.
But there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, he had a shit season. I'm like...
But this was directly from his mouth in an interview I heard.
Yeah. Well, he knows he got to be better.
He was like, yeah, I got to focus a lot more on outdoors.
He should be, which is what everybody does when they come over here. They get so invested in Supercross because when you come from not riding Supercross, like Tom never rode in his entire career, you put so much effort into it. Sometimes you lack a little bit in your outdoor prep, especially a two-time outdoor or two-time GP champ. You think you can just, fucking blindly walk into it, take a few rounds to get loosened up, get back in the outdoor mode of pushing the pace really hard and getting the bike set up, and you'll just get figured out. Well, here's the thing, man. Like, you put a lot of investment in Supercross. We saw the same shit with Kenny and Marv for the first couple of years when they were over here.
Yep.
Tom, Hayden was really good. Tom should have won outdoors after winning Supercross. And the fact that he didn't, it's not acceptable. But, hey, he's going to go into next year. Him and Hayden will not be on the same coast. I think he's going to be the favorite for the East Coast title again.
Yeah.
If my opinion comes true and Hayden goes outdoors on a 450, Tom's going to be the favorite for the outdoor title. And there you go.
That'd be weird because I don't know who will win that outdoor title then.
Tom. Because Levi sure shit not. And Chance, I just don't see it. I think that if Hayden's not in that class, it's Tom.
Ty Masterpool.
No. Ty's never winning a title. I love Ty to death, but he's never winning a title.
All right.
Here's the shitty thing. Lucas Kunin's going to come over in 2026, and then he's going to beat Tom.
Yeah. Max Anstey goes 10-4 for 6th. Okay.
I mean...
These are some weird results going on here in this 250 class.
Max... I love Max to death. He's got to do something in Supercross.
You would think.
He's got to do something in Supercross.
You would think.
If he... I'll say this. If we go into 2025 Supercross next year, and he doesn't have a win by the time we get to when we go back to Seattle, because we'll be 5 rounds into that point. I saw the schedule, but if I remember correctly, it's 5 rounds.
By the way, that schedule's correct.
Yeah, I figured.
Outside of, I guess, Daytona's on there.
Yeah, no, I figured it was. If he doesn't at least have a win by the halfway mark when we head back to Seattle, I'm Bobby Regan. I'm not fucking happy. Like,
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Like, that team is real weird next year.
We got an off season, so we'll see what happens. I mean, what do you expect, dude? He's old. Motocross terms.
I was about to say he's 31.
Motocross terms, and he's still in 250. He's still riding 250s.
Well, let's be real. He could ride the 450 class if he wanted to. He just, people are paying him to do it on the 250, so why would you fuck that up?
And he's like 6th here, so...
I mean, not bad. But dude, he's got to be winning. He's got to be fighting for a title next year in Supercross because he's not going to be on the same coast as Hayden.
Yeah.
So he's got to be up there.
I guess.
But here's the thing, man. I just don't think he can beat Tom on Supercross track. From what I saw last year, Max was really good. We know that bike is better than the Honda. His starts are still dog shit.
Yeah.
And Tom's starts are
something
good.
He struggles with his starts.
Yeah, his starts are dog shit. Yep. And he's not going to be able to close the gap on Tom if Tom's out front. So.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of Ty Masterpool goes 9-6 for 7.
Bro, that first lap in the second moto going berm to berm, just third gear hanging it out. I was like, holy shit.
Wicked.
Fucking just third gear wide open, berm to berm, just floating.
Wicked.
And you know that in his mind, he was like, last one of the year, boys, I'm fucking holding it wide. I don't give a shit.
I'm giving her everything.
And hey, man, he held the lead for a few laps.
He did?
Held the lead for a few laps. Still not a Supercross track, though, so I'm still like, I don't know how Supercross is going to go.
I'll hold my tongue on that until we see him go a couple of rounds next year.
I hope they make the smart decision and put him on East Coast. He's going to need all the prep time during offseason.
Look, in my mind, next year, if he is a top 12 guy in Supercross, that's a win.
Well, I think it's going to be McAdoo, Hammaker, and him again.
Okay.
Well, him, not him again. Him, but McAdoo and Hammaker on the East Coast again.
We'll see. I don't know. So anyway, Kitchen goes 6'10" for 8th.
Let's talk about Levi.
Can we talk about shit in the bed?
Can we talk about Levi for a second?
Shit the bed, the entire SMX thing?
Do you think he's still dealing with something from that get off at Ironman?
100%.
Because okay, let's go back. Let's rewind. Fucking rewind to the second moto all the way back to.
Okay.
Rewind to that second moto at Concord. Yanks a holy. And this whole thing I'm going to say is not about what Hayden Deegan did or didn't do. Hayden, fucking fantastic. Levi, 99.9% of the time in Levi's career, when Levi yanks a holy like that and gets a gap like that, nobody runs him down.
Nope.
Doesn't matter if it's Hayden Deegan, Hunter Lawrence, Justin Cooper, or otherwise. Or even Jell Lawrence.
I talked about this last week. He's super duper start dependent still, and if he doesn't get a start, his results are wherever he fucking starts.
But he yanked a start in that second moto is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
What Hayden did, and once again, this is not subtracting or detracting from what Hayden did. This is about Levi. Really leads me to believe that Levi, he got hurt more in that get off at Ironman than he's leading on.
Oh, yeah.
Because like I said, when Levi's been able to yank a start and get away like that, since Levi's been a pro, no one has been able to run him down.
Yep.
And like I said, Jet Lawrence, Hunter Lawrence, Jay Coop, Hayden Deegan, no one.
Yep.
Not like that.
Nope.
And when he drops 5 seconds a lap without going down, something's been going on with him, and this SMX was a disaster.
Absolute disaster.
A fucking disaster. And if I'm him, I'm pissed. I am pissed with how the season went. He didn't win a fucking title. Should have won the Supercross title. Not saying he should have won the outdoor title, but he had his chances.
Yep.
Fuck that up.
Yep.
Coming from a Levi supporter, this whole season, if I'm him, I'm going into the offseason, and not to say that he doesn't. Yo, give me all the steroids.
Give me everything.
Give me all the steroids, bro.
I gotta be better.
All the steroids. Chase, what are you taking? I want it.
I want in.
I want all the steroids.
Peter Park?
Peter Park?
Hit it up.
All the steroids.
Inject
me in my
everything.
eyeball, my throat, my ear. I don't give a shit. I want all of them because I am pissed. 2024 was a disaster for Levi. This year was a disaster.
Yeah?
It was a joke. He should have won at least one title this year.
It's not great.
And
not great.
I am uber pissed if I am him.
Yeah.
Levi, and I'm just saying this because, dude, I believe in you. You should have won a title this year.
Mark that down as another guy we'll never get to talk to here because of that rant.
Fuck you.
All right. Juju goes 11-9 for 9th. This is probably the worst of the 3 rounds.
I think Juju, dude, he had some confidence, man. He ran up front in Charlotte. I know he didn't win a race or whatever, but he ran up front. He knows what that's like now. Dude, I think he's gonna have a little swag going into 2025. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not picking him as a title contender, obviously, but hey, man, like, this is the Juju that we all kind of like thought he could be.
Yeah.
He's good, man. He's good. He's really good.
Heard his whoop speed's just incrable.
Really. I mean, he was pretty good during Supercross. I don't remember any like mind-blowing shit.
I don't remember either, but I've heard his whoop speed's just incredible, which is what got him that ride and keeps
bro,
that
that's
ride.
what happens when you got really good hip strength because you ride
Yeah.
jet skis.
Yeah. Marchbanks goes 8-12 for 10th. Didn't fucking really see him all day.
I don't really know what to expect out of Marchbanks come 2025.
I don't know either.
Should be on a 450, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ryder D, 7/16 for 11th.
Worst. He had some moments again this year too. He had some moments. He had some moments in SMX.
Yes.
He had some moments outdoors. He had his
Yes.
moments in Supercross. Like he won that heat race in the mud. All of a sudden, Bakersfield kids can ride in the mud. Weird. I think Ryder D, unless this team thing really fucking shits the bed. Ryder D's another one of those kids, kind of just slowly finding his groove.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be sneaky good. I don't know what that looks like, but I think he's gonna be sneaky good.
I don't know what that looks like either, but yeah, I think he could get there. He'll get there.
Yeah.
McAdoo 13-11 for 12th.
Just trying to ride his way back
Yeah.
into shape, man.
Jet Reynolds 12-14
Hey,
for
man,
13th.
we made the motos.
We made the motos. Talon Hawkins, 15-13 for 14th.
Yeah, whatever.
Lux Turner, 14-15 for 15th.
Yep.
Henry Miller, 17-17 for 16th.
Now we're getting into the back of the group.
Nick Romano, 16-19 for 17th. Matty Jorgensen, 19-18 for 18th. Robbie Wageman, who was it? He at any of these SMX rounds before this?
I think he was at Charlotte. Concord, whatever.
All right. 18-20 for 19th. Ryder Floyd, 21-21 for 20th. Max Sanford, 20-22 for 21st. And Cody Shock, DNF 7.
What happened to that first moto? Anybody know?
No idea.
Yeah.
Crashed somewhere.
I was about to say, you don't go from DNF to getting 7th the second moto without something happening.
Yep. So that's been your 250 race recap, brought to you by our friends at Flo Racing. All right.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Wild season, man. Wild
season.
year. Made another year doing this. We're 7 years now and in the books now.
Are we? What do we do?
2017?
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. This is 8 years.
Oh, no shit.
This
oh, yeah.
is 8.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. I
9,
guess, yeah.
25, 26 is 10 years. So 26 we'll have to do it real big.
And then just stop.
And then just stop. And then that's it.
Hey, guys.
We're retiring.
Hey, guys. Spoiler alert. 2026 afterwards, we're done.
Well, yeah, 10
we're not doing the
10
shit
years
anymore.
in, we're retiring.
We're not doing the shit anymore.
So-
We haven't made millions like Steve Mathis. We're done.
Yeah, we're retiring.
We don't have vaulted ceilings.
We're retiring.
We're
So-
retiring.
All
Although
right.
I don't know if you could really retire from something without actually ever really getting a paycheck from something.
I get a small paycheck, but like not personally.
Yeah.
I mean, it's whatever.
We're
It's weird.
retiring.
We're retiring. All right. Yeah. So that's been the 2024 season. I want to thank you all for tuning
Thank
in.
you.
Thank you to everybody
Thank
who
you.
watched any of the shows, commented, liked, subscribed, anything like that. Thank you to our members who are watching there on the live stream. Really appreciate you guys. Again, join the members area. Thanks to everybody who came on the show this year. Again, we won't just be going dark. I will be doing the little intermediate videos, the little 5 to 10 minute ones about breaking news, which I assume I will have. We're supposed to have the full schedule out by Thursday.
Even though both Travis and me already kind of know
We
what it
know
looks
the
like anyway.
Supercross thing. Be interesting to see if Outdoors has changed at all.
Probably
And
not.
then the SMX, that'll be interesting to see what that
Although
is.
we aren't going to be doing, for anybody that doesn't know, spoiler alert, we're not going to give you the full schedule. A1 is not going to be the first weekend in January.
No,
This-
it's the second.
Yeah, because of Monster Jam.
Which is weird also.
Monster Jam is also making a movie about itself, so I think Monster Jam at this point takes precedent over.
Monster Jam's making a movie about itself.
So,
I
for
make
any,
movies about myself
yeah,
all the time.
exactly. I make movies
It's on
about myself.
TikTok. Follow
Yeah,
me.
It's also in, never mind. Yeah, so that's probably going to piss some people off. We will not be the first weekend in January like we've been for fucking how many years now. So that's going to be a little bit of a bummer because usually everybody comes out of New Year's Eve. You're like, fuck yeah, A1.
1 week.
Sorry, guys, that's not the thing that's coming in 2025. But the last thing I did want to say,
Okay.
it's not a big deal, but usually this is something that somebody would say for like year 10.
Oh, boy.
No.
I'm not sure what's coming out of his mouth right now. I'm nervous.
No, it's good. It's good.
I'm really nervous.
It's good.
so nervous. My
It
palms
is-
are sweaty.
Stop.
Knees weak.
Mom spaghetti.
Vomit on my sweater already.
For all you guys that watch us, like, you know, Travis and me joke around and we talk about how like we love the haters and shit like that. But like I think you want, even though we're not big time, we're not like Jace, we're not like Steve, we're not like Johnny, we're not even like Cooksey. You know, we got a lot of supporters and we have a lot of information, but like, you know, we're not big. But I do want you guys to realize how much when we say like we appreciate it, whether that's good, bad, or otherwise. Because like when Travis and me started this podcast, like we didn't really know what was going to happen. We were just like, hey,
We
man,
really thought we were going to be lucky if we got 50 people to
we're
watch
like, yo,
it.
man. We're like, yo, we bullshit about moto anyways. Why not put a camera on ourselves? And
Yep.
this show has gone through a lot of changes, a lot of ups and downs. We brought people in. We've had guests. We've had good guests. We've had some guests we've never had a bad guest, but like some guests, you know, you guys know, like you watch enough podcasts, let's be real, that give you stuff and it's kind of like a little bit hard to pull out of them. And we know because of contractual things, sometimes guys that come on our show can't say shit. We brought Cole on years and years ago. You know, we've had some people, you know, fill in when I can't come in, when Cole can't come in. Like Coach has been on, Grandal, Cooksey, all these people, Johnny, you know, but like, I do want you guys to know, like, it still is a little like weird, the fact that like, at least for me, maybe not for Travis, but it's still a weird thing though when we do these shows and then we go dark for the whole off season.
Yeah.
And then we get back in the groove. So you get it. Like you get back in the groove like, oh, we're doing podcasts again. And then it's like A1 comes around and then you're like we actually do podcast. Like we do, this is something we do. Like in a day and age of podcast being a thing,
Yeah.
it's really not that big of a deal. But
You know,
like,
you know what I found out? That most podcasts don't make it past 3 episodes.
Oh yeah.
Like out of the millions and millions of podcasts that are out there that people do and
Millions.
start, they get to 3 episodes, they don't get 1 million views, and they quit. And I go, well, we're at 285.
And it's like it's
Not counting
I know.
the little individual
oh,
videos
yeah.
I do.
We'd be higher than that.
I'm just a retard. I just bang my head against the wall continually until something happens. So I think what Justin's trying to say is we want to thank you all, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, for watching this, because we'd still be doing it anyway, to be honest with you, if we were getting 10 views. But getting more views is always fun. The interactions with you guys is fun. Meeting you guys at the races is fun. Anytime I meet a random person who I had no idea watched the show is fun. And I know it is for Justin, too. It's always weird for us because we don't consider ourselves anybody.
Oh, yeah, it's awkward, guys. We love it, but it's awkward.
So just thank you all for watching. As I was saying, too, we're not stopping videos here. I'm going to do main shows. Like I said, I'm going to try to do them every 2-3 weeks. So I do have some off time. I'm going to try to get some different guests on to talk during this off season here, in-studio guests, do some Michigan people. We are going to, like I said, I'm going to continue to do the little individual shows. For example, the schedule will be fully out, they said, by Thursday. So whenever that comes out Thursday, look for a video on the channel talking about my thoughts on the schedule, which will be the iPhone videos that y'all have been seeing, kind of like the reactions and stuff. We will be back for 2025 just like we are. I haven't talked to these guys. I assume Supercross will be pretty par for the course normal of me, Justin, and Cole will be here most of the weekends, and then we'll get some other people in here on and off. Like I said, I'm going to try to, for outdoors, we'll try to rotate host again, too, and do some of that stuff. And we'll see what happens here in the off season, depending upon sponsorships and things like that. Hopefully, we'll be able to bring you guys some better stuff than what we have now, as far as hopefully we'll be able to upgrade cameras a little bit and live streaming a little bit and things like that. But that's kind of all the stuff. Again, join the members area. Members will get the pre-recorded videos before everybody else by at least some hours. You'll also get the live streams of the show being recorded in 2025 once the racing starts, as well as the Thirsty Thursday live streams, which will start when we start Supercross season, because I'm going to have to figure out how the hell I'm going to do my schedule, if I can set up a small studio space in the house I actually live in, because I don't actually live where the studio is anymore. So we'll see how that all works out. But again, thank you all for tuning in. 8 years has been absolutely fucking incredible. The
It's wild,
amount of
man.
views we get, everybody who's been involved is interacted, the guests we've had, everything. Thank you all. Thanks to our sponsors,
Thank you.
Complete Racing Solutions, TLR Coatings, Gutter Works, ProFlow, Holster Coat, Isaac Nelson Designs. Thank you all for that. Make sure to check them out. There's links in the description to all of them. There's member links. Don't forget to Fallen Rider there.
Doug Lindsay.
Gone but not forgotten. The 848, Doug Lindsay there. His GoFundMe will be at the top of the description this week. So if you guys can, please go donate. Again, Fallen Rider in the industry here. And we will, like I said, I will be back probably later this week here with when the schedule drops to talk about that. And then we'll go from there. But it'll probably be a couple of weeks before you see another main show here.
Yeah, I'm going to assume the next time you see Travis, Cole, and me all on the same show will be the Supercross preview show in December that we always put out before the new year.
Yep. So thanks everybody for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thanks to our sponsors. We'll see y'all on the next one.